Okay, now we're live. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Jason. I'm the founder of the Key Company, also acting CEO. And tonight, joining me is my brother-in-law, Frank. So about 7.5 years ago, I hit the in-law lottery. I won. I got Frank. You know, you can't pick your in-laws, but I think I won. So Frank's awesome. One of my favorite humans of all time.
Thank you.
We have a really good time hanging out. I always enjoy our conversations. We thought it'd be entertaining to have one of them together while we do a little build. So
why not?
So a little bit about Frank. Frank is a gaming enthusiast. He plays a lot more video games than I do. I'm jealous of this. Frank is a father of two. Frank is a hot wife. Frank is an MSU fan, and Frank is a former rapper.
Oh God! I need people to warm up to me first before you drop the rapper.
Maybe I should have saved that for later, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
So I invited Frank on tonight to keep things entertaining. I think it'll be a good time. So tonight, what do we got? We're going to do a build on a prototype board. It's the polycarbonate M0llY. We're calling it the Poly M0llY. And let's see, we're going to do that. We're going to do some giveaways. We got some kiwis to give away.
Fruit?
No, fruit switches. I should show Frank. See, I should also mention that Frank is not a keyboard enthusiast. Yeah, Frank is, I don't know what we call them now, normies. What kind of keyboard do you type on at work, Frank?
Standard QWERTY?
What they gave you at work, right?
Whatever came with whatever IT put in front of me, I guess.
So let's see if we can make a believer of him tonight. So what I have here, let me see if I get these buttons right. That one didn't work. Nope, that one didn't work either. It's that one. So tonight, what I've got here is this is one of the M0llY's V1 M0llY that I had my friend Max F assemble for me with stock kiwis, C3 stabs that were lubed and tuned. And let's see if we can get a good reaction out of Frank when he tries this thing out for the first time. So here, go ahead.
Okay.
Have at it.
All right. Oh, it's heavy.
It's got a little heft to her.
Yeah, all right. Wait, it doesn't have the little things where I know where my fingers are.
Well, see, these are scooped. You have an option. You can have scooped homing keys, or you can use barred homing keys.
Okay.
I prefer scooped. I built it that way for this keyboard's a graduation gift for my cousin Zach. So Zach, if you're watching, Frank is touching your M0llY.
Happy graduation, Zach.
Show him the back though. See, it's still got the plastic on it.
Okay. This is heavy.
It's very heavy, yeah.
It's very heavy.
Yeah.
I'm not used to this. Okay, so
it's not plugged in, so you can type whatever you want. Whatever. Sky's the limit. Oh, we're also having drinks. I don't know if I shouldn't show the labels. I was told I'm not allowed to show labels by the PR team.
Can I tell you something? Well, first of all, I love how this sounds. It feels like it's the kinetic in me just wants to love this.
Exactly.
It feels really good. Also, every time someone asks me to type something or I'm testing a keyboard out, I always type, Frank Bonnie is the coolest. Every single time.
I won't argue with that. I usually type the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog.
What?
It's when I was in school suspension a lot in high school. That was the typing test, because I think it's that because it literally hits every letter of the alphabet. I think that's why. Does anybody know?
No one knows.
The viewers might know.
It's lost. It's been lost. No, this sounds great.
Yeah, it
feels really good too.
Right? You got a nice little tactile bump. And for comparison, well, I might have to unplug it first because this is actually plugged into the computer. Mm-hmm. And since I'm a boomer and I don't know how Twitch works, if Frank starts banging away on this old ducky that's been collecting dust in here, I don't know what'll happen. But just right off the rip, a stock keyboard, you hear it. There's like the Co-Star stabs rattle. It's
the what rattles?
The stabilizers, Frank. On a we got a lot of education to do with Mr. Frank.
Again, brand new to this whole world.
Which is exactly why I wanted you here. Not just because you're fun to be around and you're entertaining as hell, but for a lot of people, keyboards are becoming incredibly mainstream, and a lot of people are like, well, what's the deal? You walk by your cubicle and say, hey, that's a cool keyboard. Where can I get one? Like, oh, well, here's the deal. you have to join a group buy for the keyboard. Then you got to find switches, and it's just a whole deal.
And then we'll lead you to this guy who's at a Target. You got to answer 3 riddles, and then he'll transfer you over to this person.
Right.
It's a.
And if you don't answer the riddles correctly, you're smoked.
Yes.
Yeah. So, but then at the end of the conversation usually ends with, "You paid how much for this keyboard?" And nobody gets it. They're like, "Isn't it just a keyboard for typing?" And I've said this a million times before. Many of us spend a good part of our day at a desk on a keyboard, and our keyboard is that one thing where you, the human, touches to interact with that computer. So, me personally, I don't think it should be an afterthought. I think it should be personalized. I think it should be the most expensive thing sitting on your desk.
At this point in time, honestly, it's your main point of input to the world.
Pretty much. Yeah, that's a really good point. That's a very good point. See, Frank's he's schooling us all,
All
man.
right, see you guys.
So anyway, so a little bit more on the intro. We're going to build a polycarbonate M0llY. We're going to do some giveaways. We took a survey earlier this week. We said ask Jason almost anything, and there's some pretty good questions in there. I'm hoping that the good ones didn't get cut. And then Frank and I, of course, are going to do some useless facts and some trivia, because that's one of the things we kind of like to do. So I'll tuck this away, and I will cut to the chase with this, because this is what everybody wants to see. It's in a box. This is how the M0llY comes. Let's do the button. So I just put the prototype didn't come in a nice box. It came in a bubble wrap box from China, but this is the way the M0llYs come packed. Usually they're in a plastic bag, but I just shoved it in here so it would be a little more dramatic. But here is the polycarbonate M0llY. So again, this is a prototype, but we do have some cool improvements for this time around. So the M0llY version 1.5, the Poly M0llY, it's a polycarbonate case. It will still feature the brass accents, so the plate, the front accent, and the rear weight are all machined from brass. And then they'll be available in several different finishes, PVD finishes. This keyboard, if the viewers who don't know, this keyboard is an ode to an original Macintosh product called the M0llY. And it got the name M0llY because I got sick of typing that, and I thought, well, in leet speak, it almost says M0llY, and so I called it M0llY. Who doesn't like a M0llY, right?
I don't want to point out the obvious here, but there are no keys in it.
Yes, this is correct. This is how it comes.
Okay.
We're going to have to do a build. So what we can do, and this will be fun, I have prepared ahead of time.
Some kiwis?
I've got dragon fruits.
Oh.
I've got kiwis.
Okay.
I've got
Pumpkins?
banana splits.
Okay.
And I've got tangerines. And we're going to let the viewers, if Luke is ready, we're going to let the viewers decide which switch we're going to build this with. So, here, if you want to check them out in the meantime.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
So there's the tangerines. That's what started the whole fruit switch
Oops.
craze.
I can open these, right?
Yeah, that's a tamper-proof thing. So now we know that you've tampered with it.
Okay.
And they come in bags now too. This is how we count in the warehouse. We have a counting machine.
Okay. How many come in a bag?
So you can choose your quantity. You order in lots of 25.
Okay.
So 25, 50, 75, 100. And we've had to limit them though because of the incredible demand for them, and the factory output is limited. So we literally buy as many as they can make.
So this is just the bottom of the key.
The poll is now live, everybody. You can go ahead and vote for which switch you'd like to see us build this keyboard with. Yeah, so that is the switch. It is an electromechanical device. There's a small spring inside and a leaf.
I see it.
So when you depress the switch, it makes contact between the two leaves, and the keyboard matrix knows to send that letter to your PC. So that's a linear switch. Linear meaning that it's just a smooth up and down.
Okay.
So a good segue to compare it to would be a tactile switch, which would be a kiwi. Or a dragon fruit. So, here's a kiwi.
Okay. You know, if I had to give the tangerine a name, I'd call it a pumpkin.
You know, it is a little pumpkin-y.
That looks.
It's a little pumpkin-y.
Yeah.
I think most of the people watching, they know about the Tangies.
They have a nickname.
No.
Called the Tangies.
Well, Tangy. Well, yeah, not like. Isn't that the name of a casino back in the gangster days of Las Vegas?
No, maybe.
Yeah, that's the Tangiers. My bad. Well, the way it all came about was a good friend of mine, Raymond. He owns a company in China called C3 Equals.
Okay.
And he started off with making a switch. We called it. It was based on this old cherry variant called a High Rose, and he called it a tangerine. And it was it had a black bottom, clear top, and an orange stem. And as we went further down the manufacturing process, I had some conversations with. I don't know if you guys know Clavier, Quentin, aka Clavier. He's a
I do not.
He's a good friend of mine. He lives in Belgium. He builds acrylic keyboards. He's really artistic, very influential member of the community. He's into a little bit of everything. And we were talking one day and we said, man, wouldn't it be cool if we could make these things actually look like tangerines? Like, how would we make it look? And we came up with that. And this was before we knew it was going to go crazy. So we just kept coming up with fruit switches. And the kiwi was this is one of my favorites. I wanted to make one green. I just love the look of that, like, emeraldy green
nice.
color. It's almost like
Wizard of Oz-esque.
yeah, it's like holding a handful of gems. I mean, look at that. Oh, it's glorious, right? Yeah. Now they're everywhere. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Clean up on aisle 4.
Make it rain.
Ah, yeah. So let's try a couple other ones. These are banana splits. There you go.
Those are interesting.
Oh, the poll's going. Yeah, sure, that works.
So they can see
Yeah, let's
them.
let our viewers take a look here.
That looks good.
Yeah.
Let's move the knife out of the way.
Yeah, that's not cut nobody.
Yeah, these look nice.
So you got banana splits, you got the tangerines, and then now the kiwis they have a very, I would almost dare say, aggressive tactile bump.
Ooh,
it
yeah,
almost feels like it pops, you know?
Yeah, you can feel it.
So when you compare that to, this is one of our latest releases, this is the dragon fruit. I think this is the color I have a hard time deciding between which one I like the best. I really, really, really like this color. I don't know if they'd call this a pink or a, what color would you call that, Frank?
Pink.
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 It's dragon fruit.
No, dragon fruit is fitting.
Right.
If I wasn't going to say pink, I would have said dragon fruit.
Now, so check that one out. That's also a tactile switch, but it has a less pronounced bump. So it's a little lighter on the fingers. So it's a little bit more of like a. It's almost a go-between between your kiwi and your tangerine or your banana split.
Oh yeah. Okay. I feel it.
And that's a linear. I forgot to mention that. I got carried away.
It's okay. We forgive you.
So
That's interesting.
put these back in here. The pole. Where'd the pole go? The pole vanished on me. Oh, hold on. See, we have someone. Kiwis won. Kiwis won. What do you know? Well, it's no surprise. It's one of my favorite switches. So we'll be building with kiwis tonight, which is coincidentally what I built Zach's keyboard with. And it's worth mentioning, if I can find my notes, because I'm terrible at this stuff. Kiwis. For those of you who would like to get your hands on some kiwis, all right. The kiwis will be restocked on Kiwi Tuesday on February 16th. So everybody mark your calendars, save the date, write it on the fridge, do what you gotta do. We'll do it in 2 releases like we always do, one during the day, one in the evening, try to accommodate everybody as best we can. However, I will warn you, we bought as many as we could get, and I feel very confident that they will sell out very, very quickly.
People love the kiwis,
Yeah.
especially on Kiwi Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah. Well, this came about from Tangerine Tuesday, which was like, it was a rough day, man. It was the first time we'd ever ordered just an absolute, I gotta keep it clean, I would say F-ton.
Oh, thank you for letting me know. I would have started dropping F-bombs all over the
Right,
place.
we gotta keep it clean, man.
I gotcha.
For the kids.
Okay.
We ordered a
Was a
ton.
rapper.
We ordered a ton of tangerines to the tune of 500,000. And they sold out in, it was like 5 or 6 minutes. And we were all like, this wasn't supposed to happen. Like these were supposed to be in stock for like a solid week or two.
Yeah.
Had no idea. So we're still pushing the factory to up the production, but in the meantime, we've actually started working with some new switch factories, so we're gonna start incorporating some new lines. You guys will see the SP Stars. We actually have a group I going now that went along with the Portico. I don't think it's still open. I'm not 100% sure on that, but we will have some cool SP Star stuff coming in after Chinese New Year when everybody gets back to work in China.
There you go.
It is closed. Thank you for confirming that, Luke. So,
Kiwis it is.
yeah, so I guess I got to start building a keyboard.
How do you start building a keyboard?
I don't know. It's been so long since I built one.
Again, this is all foreign to me. I'm just used to being handed a standard issued keyboard, whatever you want to call it.
I'll tell you what. Here's what I'm going to have you do. You can go ahead and I'll even trust you with my knife. Oh, for those of you guys, this is not a shameless plug. I want to give a shout out to this company. I don't know if you guys, not everyone can get these legally where you live, but OTF knives, love this thing. The Benchmade or whatever like the big brands are, they're always sold out. They're always super expensive. They're not, I don't know if they're made in the USA, but it's a US based company. It's called Normandy Knives, and the pricing is awesome. They got tons of cool colors, and I bought these for some of my friends for Christmas, and they love them. So open up these bags for me, bro, and dump them into this little thingy while I prepare. So am I supposed to do this? Oh, that comes later. Anyway, I gotta start taking it apart. Screwdrivers.
So what's with the the design on the back there?
Good question, Frank. I'm glad you asked. And I didn't tell him to ask that, so this makes me really happy that you asked. We started designing this keyboard back in, it was like 2017 was when I think, okay. I got you. Luke, I'm listening, I promise. We started designing this keyboard several years ago. Blind Assassin helped me with the design. He did all the mechanical design work on this thing, and we had input from several other people, even Emil, the designer of Drifter. He actually designed this weight. And the idea was, okay, this is based on a vintage Macintosh product. So what is an apple before it's an apple? And
A seed.
right, but I mean, it's also could
Small
be
seed.
an apple blossom.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
And it looks cool, So that's what we went with. So, question people are asking, any advice for people looking to get into the custom mechanical keyboard hobby? Well, the first piece of advice I would give people is that you need to do some education because it can be intimidating. There's a lot of questions. So we built a resource. It's called Keyboard University. It's keyboarduniversity.com. And
You built this resource?
Well, I didn't build it myself.
But your company built this?
Yeah, it was us. It was TKC. A few of our, so one of our people, Anne, she kicked it off with Sleek and did a lot of the content for the first articles. And we decided to kind of make them like classes. So there's 100 level classes, there's 200 level classes.
Very cool.
Yeah, so there's a lot of resources there for people just getting into the hobby that want to get familiar with the terms, like what's a switch, what's a stabilizer.
Is there anything out there like that?
I don't think before that there was, there's forums, but
nothing that's like a full-fledged kind of university where you can take classes and work yourself up, advance yourself in the hobby.
And it's totally free. There's no ads. It's just, sign on, get schooled, and have a good time. Other advice, I would say, buying a used keyboard is an easy way to start if you want to just kind of get into something right off the gate and then take it apart, tweak it. But nowadays, now that we're running some keyboards that have really nice enthusiast level features like the Portico, that are a lot more available and a lot more affordable, I would urge people to start there. Start with something inexpensive, feel it out, see how you like it, and then decide what's right for you. But be careful because it becomes an addiction, and you'll end up owning a lot of keyboards. It's almost inevitable. I don't know. Has anybody in here? Has anyone in here been in the mechanical keyboard hobby for more than a year and only own one keyboard?
It's like getting a tattoo.
Right, yeah.
Once you get one, then all of a sudden you've got a sleeve.
It's like Pringles, man. You can't just have one. Isn't it Pringles?
Pringles.
Pringles. I mean, I don't even really like Pringles, but that was a bad metaphor. But you get the metaphor, right? So here's a cool feature about the M0llY that I'm extremely proud of. I wanted to share this. The M0llY. So when you with mechanical keyboards, most traditional designs at the time that we designed the M0llY. So this is called a PCB. I need to back it up a minute. This is a PCB. This is the circuit board, and this one, in my opinion, is gorgeous. It's got gold edges. It's got the logo. It's got this cool throwback to the old Mac. Remember this from when you worked in the library in middle school, right? So a lot of keyboards rely on the PCB to have the USB input on it, and that dictates kind of where it sits in the case. So had we just left the USB input right on the PCB, the input would stick out, way up here at a funny angle, and it just looks weird on your desk. So we said, hey, let's use a breakout board. What's a breakout board?
I don't know.
It's a secondary board that sits lower in the case that connects to the PCB via a cable. So we can reposition the USB and make it lower. And I said, you know what? I hate unitaskers. I don't know if anybody watches Alton Brown. He hates unitaskers. Remember Good Eats? So I hate unitaskers.
Yeah.
This thing should do more than one thing. So I says, man, I hate having all these cables on my desk. I hate reaching behind plugging stuff in. Let's have another, port on the back. So when your keyboard's plugged in, if you need to plug in like your thumb drive or, I don't know, you can even charge your cell phone on this thing. So you got...
wow.
Yeah, right?
That's nice.
So you got USB-C that goes out to your computer, and then you've got a USB 3.1 input, and you can daisy chain things through here. So like a mouse, headphones. I don't know if that'll work, but I've reliably tried thumb drives, pocket drives, charged my phone, and had great success. It's a cool feature. So anyone who was unaware, now you know. So I'm gonna put this out to the side for now. So we're gonna get to building a keyboard. So the first step, disassembly. You gotta take the plate. This is called the plate.
Okay.
Switch plate.
All right.
We're gonna take this out of the case.
Okay. There's a lot of unscrewing here.
A lot of unscrewing. So if you get my name in the Christmas raffle next year,
Get you a nice screwdriver.
I would love one of those. Have you seen those screwdrivers where you just hold it and you just?
Yeah.
Yeah, I want one of those.
Okay. Gotcha.
So I don't know. Yeah, another necessary tool. Well, hey, Luke hasn't yelled at me in a while, so that's good. It means we're doing good on the stream. How's everybody doing tonight? Everybody having a nice evening? I think today was a great day. Please, no more knives. How am I supposed to open the bags?
I'm gonna put it over here. Oh, speak of, hold on, I'm reading one here from M0llY says, speaking of arcade sticks, are you guys gonna dip your toes into that hobby?
Arcade sticks.
Yeah.
A few people have asked me about that.
Really?
Yeah, I think it'd be cool. I think right now, though, we really just want to really focus on the keyboards because there's so much demand, and keeping up on it is just it's been challenging, man. The demand just keeps coming.
I gotta imagine, arcades are, especially home arcades lately, have been booming.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Especially with the advent of Raspberry Pis and stuff like that. People are building their own home arcades all over the place.
Yeah, actually, was just playing. I was at my friend Jim's house, and he has one of those. I don't even know what this thing's called, but it's basically a computer with a bunch of joysticks on top, so it feels like an old arcade console. Mm-hmm. And I played Paperboy with Vince for Vince joined me for about 10 minutes, and he thought I was stupid, and I was immediately hooked because Paperboy is an awesome game.
Paperboy actually is kind of stupid.
It is. I mean, who falls off their bike when they hit? What did you hit? What was the thing that I kept hitting that was like, why would you fall off your bike from hitting this thing?
A dog?
Maybe the dog was one of them. And there's the
curb.
cars.
You can't hit the curb.
And it's always the same car on the road, and it always hits you.
Yeah, it does.
And what about the blonde in the convertible? It's like, doesn't she look in her rear view? She always hits you. It's like you're delivering her newspapers. What an ungrateful woman. Okay, so the next thing, these are called stabilizers. Today we are using Durox stabs.
What's the difference between a Durox stab and other stab?
So Durock is just a manufacturer.
Okay.
They actually manufacture these switches as well. I like the transparent look of them. I'm working on getting C3 to do them in transparent. We just when you go from like an opaque plastic to a transparent plastic, you have to use a different type of plastic. And well, don't you know a thing or two about plastic injection molding, don't you?
I mean, a little bit.
Right. So you have to use a different mold. Different plastics melt at different temperatures, thermal expansion, different dimensions, etc. So,
Sure.
So what you got to do for stabilizers is a stabilizer is used on any key that is larger, that is 2 units or greater. So your normal, these are called 1U keys.
Okay.
It's a single space. So this is like a 1.25U.
This is like a 2. The
That's
shift.
it's a 2.25. So that one has a stab on it. And you can feel it too when you hit them. It's keeps the key from getting wonky.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we do a lot of weird things. Us keyboard people do a lot of weird things to improve the sound and the feel. And one of those things is we put this all goes back to this thing called a Band-Aid mod, where people would cut up pieces of Band-Aids.
What?
Yeah. So when the stab bottoms out, this is the stem and it rides in the housing. And when the stem bottoms out against the PCB, it makes a kind of noise. So people were cutting out little scraps of Band-Aids and putting them over where that would hit to pad it, so it doesn't so it doesn't sound as menacing. So the C3 stabs come with these little stickers, and so we don't have to mess around and raid the Band-Aid cabinet. You guys see if it'll zoom. I'm not very good at this. Well, you guys know, I'm sure everyone here has bought a pack of these things once at some point or another. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply these. Let's see. All right. Okay, so Tech Deck Showdown. What's Tech Deck? Somebody asked about Tech Deck. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
No.
Jeez, weird.
I have no idea.
Whoa! He's hammering out.
Ooh.
He's hammering out the questions.
That's good. I love questions.
Oh boy. Well, I'll let you manage the questions, and I'll do my best to answer them.
Sure. So, one of the questions from our fans here, I should say your fans, how do you choose which colorways or key sets to run?
Okay, so we sometimes we run what's called an interest check. We kind of got away from doing those because nowadays we just we rely on creative directors and people on the team. We run polls internally, bounce things back and forth off people. But at the end of the day, it's like some of the colorways and key sets that are submitted to us, a lot of times they have a theme, and sometimes those themes kind of fly a little too close to the sun with intellectual property, so we kind of we can't. And then there's been this hobby's been existing for kind of a long time. So when you run a colorway that's really similar to someone else's colorway, it causes drama.
Yeah, you run into issues there too.
Yeah, but I think we've done a pretty good job. If you guys know Sentry on our Discord, Jordan, a good friend of mine, also an employee of TKC, I think he does a pretty good job of curating stuff. And then Susan, aka Mint, she also does a lot of the curation. And I think we've come up with a lot of good stuff. And who knows what's coming next? I mean, we got several months lined up, but good stuff just always pops out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
What happened? Okay, nothing happened. What's my favorite keyboard I own? People ask me that all the time. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. I really like this TKC 1800 right here. I don't type on it, but that's like the first ever TKC 1800R. I think it's my current favorite. The paint job's awesome. It's color matched.
That was nice.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah.
Do you remember the Saline S7?
Yeah.
So the first ever Saline S7 to roll off the assembly line, it was painted in a color called Liz Stick Red. That's Liz Stick Red.
Ooh, not lipstick red.
Liz Stick.
Liz
Yeah.
Stick Red.
I actually got in touch with the owner of Saline S7 #1, and he called Saline, and we signed non-disclosures, and we got the paint code, and that's how we painted that.
Wow.
I think it came out really good. Shout outs to my boy Nick at Rex and Restoration for the great paint job. Geez, I haven't built one of these in a while. I'm trying to remember what to do.
Yeah, I don't. You're like covering certain holes and not covering holes.
Well, I'm covering the holes. I'm covering space where the stabilizers will go, so that when the stem hits the PCB, it won't.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to have to get up in a minute and get a different wire because I want to build this with a 7U space bar like I did with that one. And I'm pretty sure this is a 6.25U. So, and I didn't lube these, by the way. I did this ahead of time. I had Paul do it. Paul, a.k.a. College Kid. Thanks, Paul. I think you were a little heavy on the lube, but it's okay.
Hold on.
Sure.
1 second.
What's up?
Lube them?
Yes. So we have our own, we even have lubricant, specialized lubricant for different keyboard components. So
Strictly for keyboard components?
well, I mean, the lube that we use is actually a military grade lubricant. It's called Krytox. It's manufactured by a company called Chemours, and it's like $600 a kilogram. I think it's made out of like the formula is probably something like unicorn tears and ashes from a volcano on a alien planet. I mean, I don't know why it costs so much, but the stuff, it's really good. It's really stable. Doesn't break down over time. So we actually sell it in our store in small containers, so it's affordable to people. But I always take the time to lube my stabs. I think it's a critical step. Without it, the stabilizer. I know. If you don't lube your stabs when you hit your keys, you hear how sloppy that sounds? It just sounds nasty. Oh, no, I don't want to use a sticky key.
I would think if you lubed your slabs, you'd get a little bit more sloppy.
Right. But
what's happening here?
So I always lube my stabs, but other people actually go to the. A lot of people, they actually disassemble these switches and lubricate the stems on them, and give it a nicer feel, and it actually changes the sound profile of it a little bit, and kind of acts as a connector lubricant where it closes the tolerance up a little bit, so they're a little bit more tight. I don't do it just because I don't have time. I mean, I barely have time to do this. It's a miracle our wives let us do this.
The lube makes it more tight?
A little bit. It serves as a connector grease. It's like when you put like grease you put on your the headlight before you plug it into the hole kind of thing. It's just like it fills the gaps. And I'm out of stickers. So
my experience, lube makes it less tight.
You gotta keep it clean, Frank.
I did.
Yeah, he's right though. I mean, when something's too tight, you lube it up.
Exactly.
Right?
Then you screw. What are you thinking?
Did you ever put butter on your finger to get a ring off or something?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Right.
Where's your mind going, man?
My mind is gone. Okay, give me 1 second.
Hold on. You did mention unicorn tears.
Unicorn tears, yeah.
Do you know what movie I watched for the first time the other day? The 1985 Tom Cruise, Ridley Scott.
Oh, Legend. Yeah.
Never seen it before. Watched it for the first time.
It's weird, isn't it?
It's bizarre.
There's that one creepy little character with that voice.
There's not just one creepy little character. That film is filled with creepy little characters.
There was one particular creepy character. I remember watching that as a kid because it was like unicorns were kind of like the rage in the mid '80s.
Yeah. Well, I'd argue they're still the rage now if you ask my daughter.
Oh, ask me. Yeah, same with mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I remember watching that movie and having nightmares about that creepy voice. Who was the girl in the movie?
Same girl from Sora or something. It's the same girl from Ferris Bueller.
I don't know. We're gonna have to Google that one. Maybe someone can help us out. So what field does Frank work in is a question. We'll get back to the Luke questions in a second. Frank, why don't you tell him what field you work in while I go get a 7U stabilizer and some more stickers.
Great. Sounds good.
Excuse me for a moment. I'll give you, here you guys go. Frank is all yours.
Oh, yeah, just right
Go
up in
easy on
front. I'm used to just being on a podcast, not on a live stream like this. But yeah, so I actually work in the training and development field. I've been in that field for, I'd say, close to 15 years now. It's exciting. I love it. It was a field I happened to just stumble into. It's one of those situations where I kind of didn't know what I wanted to do in my early 20s. The only thing I absolutely was certain I wanted to do was become a rock star. And when you have to eventually get into the corporate world, not exactly many rock star positions opened. So I kind of had to actually take a step back and think about what is something that I'm passionate about. And I knew I was passionate about music, being a rock star. So how could I bring that into the corporate world? Well, I thought, the front of a classroom, I guess that's kind of like a stage, and you're talking to people, you're delivering information that's kind of like singing or performing, and you see light bulbs pop above their heads. That's exciting. That's a rush. So it turns out the rock star job in any corporate company is to be a trainer. So there you are.
I dig it, man. I would have loved to have had you training people where I used to work.
You know, the one thing I wanted to make sure when I became a trainer was that when I taught a class, it wasn't boring. You know how you sit through lectures, and I can remember being in school, even in college, and you're just like this every time someone's talking. But no, you got to get up there. You got to get in front of their face. I hope that didn't sound way too loud there, but
you blew someone's speakers, Frank.
Exactly.
You almost had a speakers now.
Yeah, sorry.
Who's beeping me? Oh, well, I thought I turned off my notifications. I'm going to turn them off just to make sure. Put it in movie mode.
Why not?
Theater mode. Yeah.
Legend mode.
Let's do it. Okay, I got some more stuff. I'm going to just skip the camera view for now and let you guys bask in the glory of having Frank here. We'll go back to the overhead cam in a minute. Once I do this. So there was a question earlier. It was about, someone said in the Ask Jason Almost Anything, they asked, I was introduced to TKC through the TKC 1800. Will there ever be a rerun? Well, I've got news for you. Yes, I have actually stockpiled some. So we're going to later, hopefully in the month of February, we're going to do a small release of unpainted TKC 1800s, which is just the stock black ABS plastic case, aluminum plate and brass, and the wonderful TKC 1800 PCB. So
What's on that key right there?
that it's this is themed off of a video game. It's inspired by the game Diablo.
Ah, Diablo.
This is Sanctuary Rebirth. If you notice too,
I know Diablo.
it's got a diabolical font. It's called Exocet.
Okay.
So it's not like your standard Helvetica. I do not like Helvetica font. I don't know if everybody knows this. Everyone that works for me knows that I do. But hey, if you submit us a key set design and you don't use Helvetica, you have a much better chance of me giving it the thumbs up.
There you go.
So now I gotta remember where to put this thing. This thing goes into that thing, and okay. So more questions. What gave me the drive to start TKC? Well, I've answered this question before on other streams before. So it kind of started as a hobby. When I got into keyboards, it was like you joined group buys that you found out about on Reddit or Geek Hack, and it was like you filled out a Google form to place your order. You got a PayPal invoice, you paid it, and you had to just pray that the guy on the other end of that invoice was going to send you your stuff. And a good friend, a guy I met actually in the mechanical keyboard community, he and I said, hey, you know what? Let's start a keyboard company. So we did, and we started TKC. And after about 2 years, I decided to do it full time because I was doing insurance work at the time. You remember?
I do remember.
And I did not like that. Arguing with people for a living is no way to make a living. I mean, it is, but you got to be able to sleep at night. So I did not enjoy that job. So that's how it started. And then as far as drive goes, I don't know, man. I think a lot of people that go into business, or a lot of people have ideas to start businesses. The thing that holds them back is that they have so many questions, like, how do I do this? How do I do that? I don't know. And they want to have all the answers to these questions before they just take the leap. That's a lot of people. And the thing is that if you waited till you had all the answers to those questions, the sun will supernova before you have all the answers. So just do it. The questions will come as you go. You'll figure them out, and you'll make it work. That's how anybody starts a business. So, and I enjoy that. I like having a new challenge every day. I don't like bosses. I don't like wearing ties or collars. Frank loves wearing ties, though, man. This guy
I love wearing ties.
Always wearing a tie.
I do love wearing ties. I've since switched that up. I don't. Now I just focus on the socks and the shoes. But I think you hit on a key point that if you are, thank you. If you are going to go into something, absolutely 100% you need to be passionate about it.
This is true.
Because if you're not passionate about it, you're not going to put yourself into it, and it's going to be a drag. You're going to be one of those people who, the alarm goes off in the morning, and the first thing that pops in your brain is, how can I call into work today?
Yeah, I did that a lot when I worked at 3M.
When you finally flip that switch and you start following that passion at work, then all of a sudden the alarm goes off, you're excited.
I like that.
So you tap into your passion.
Frank the Philosopher for everybody.
Well, like I said earlier, when you left, that's the whole reason I got into training and development. I wanted to be a rock star. I tapped into that passion, found my, as the French would say, niche.
Ah, I didn't know it was a French word.
Ah, tis.
I'm going to switch back to the overhead cam. Start inserting these stabilizers. Let's see. Here we go. Oh, hey. Someone said, hey, at Space Cables. Does that mean Reagan's watching? What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining, if that is you watching. Reagan owns Space Cables. He's talk about passion, man. This guy, he's doing some cool stuff.
Nice.
I haven't done this in a while. This is going to get ugly. It'd be embarrassing if I don't remember how to build a keyboard when people are watching me do it live.
I saw another question that popped up. What hobbies outside of the keyboards are we into?
You want to tackle that one first?
I can, sure.
What do you like, Frank?
For me, you mentioned it earlier at the top of this live stream. I am a big video game fan. I do have multiple consoles, and I do have a VR headset. It's something I very much enjoy in my free time, when I have free time, that is.
Right.
And the other thing I do enjoy is music, and I love composing music and writing music. I like to flex that creativity side of my brain, so it's very fun to sit down with a guitar and start writing, to record, bring music to the masses, my friend.
I did not know you knew how to play guitar.
I do.
Interesting.
I can strum chords.
You can
I know
play
melodies. When I used to play in a band, I did play. I was lead singer, obviously. Obvi. But I also played rhythm. So I could never play lead. I'm not that talented, but I can play rhythm. I can write chord progressions. I know my way around a melody.
Just like a James Hetfield.
Your average Rob Thomas.
All right, right on.
Man could write a melody.
The man could write a melody.
What you say about Matchbox 20, the man could write a melody.
You know what? I really enjoyed the song he did with Santana.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm not ashamed to admit it. I mean, it was when it was on the radio, it was on so often that I think I would probably throw up if I heard it again. But I heard it recently again, and I was like, man, that's a pretty dang good song.
What about yourself, Jay?
Hobbies, okay. I like cooking. At least I used to. I don't do it so much anymore.
Well, you're busy building keyboards.
Yeah, right. I think, the only real hobby I have anymore these days, besides working and being a father, is I like riding my bike. I like going on bike rides, and I like lifting weights. I know that doesn't sound like a hobby, but it really is. I mean, learning how to lift weights to actually make your muscles grow and learn how to kind of tweak your body, it's fun. That's currently my hobbies.
There's a lot more involved than just simply lifting the weights. I've come to find out.
It is, man. I mean, you got repetitions, you got volume, you got how do you actually lift it? Are you exploding on the push? Are you counting down on the negative? There's a lot of and then diet nutrition and diet are a major factor.
Huge.
Supplements, that kind of stuff. I enjoy it. I haven't been doing as much as lately. Like if you guys. The viewers have noticed that I'm not as swole as I once was. I have not been working out as
Losing
much.
Your gains.
Losing my gains, say. I am, yeah. I mean, did you met my friend Jesse who works downstairs?
Yeah, he didn't look like he's losing any gains.
No, he's not missing any meals either. That boy is ripped. He makes me feel bad every time I walk in here in the morning.
Well, that's okay. Something to aspire to.
It is, yeah. I think COVID's the main thing. Going to the gym with your buddies, like we used to go to the GLAC. You know GLAC. You grew up around here. It was a gym. They had family centers, so you could drop your kids off. Kids all had friends. There's a lot of fun stuff that the kids do. Swimming pool. And you'd go there every day after work, and you'd see all your friends. You'd say hi to people. And you had this level of accountability where if you didn't show up, the next day everyone would grill you.
Sure.
But now you don't have that. It's not as much fun. Man, I don't think there's any possible way this thing's going to get built before our wives start calling and telling us we need to come home.
Mine will be asleep.
Mine will likely too. We'll be all right.
We can stay here all night.
I have a couch. You can sleep on the couch. I'll sleep on the weight bench.
Sold.
Or you could lose the bet and sleep on that couch downstairs in the warehouse.
Ooh. I'd do it.
Advice for people looking to get into a custom mechanical keyboard hobby. I thought we already covered this one. We covered it again. Are you just? I think Luke's just scrolling looking for questions. How was the name the key company created? That's a good one. I'll answer that one. So this was interesting. And I'm almost embarrassed to say it. It was like one of those things we were just trying to find something that made sense, that was simple to type, was easy to remember, and the .company extension had just opened up. So I was just, let me just, the key .company. Hey, it sounds good. Let's go with that. And honestly, like I said, when we started, this was a hobby. So if I had to do it again, would I change the name? Maybe. But I've become so accustomed to it, and I actually like it now. It's kind of like one of those like things you didn't expect to be cool, but kind of is cool.
Yeah.
And we are taking questions from the chat now, although Luke did skip a question in the forum that I really wanted to cover. I don't know if you saw him earlier, Frank. One of our readers wrote in and asked, Kong versus Godzilla, who would win?
Now, are we talking old school picture Kong? Are we talking new Kong? Are we talking Peter Jackson Kong? Are we talking the Kong that's the same size as Godzilla? What Kong are we talking?
I think you should talk like the OG Kong, like the black and white, really bad.
Okay.
And I personally think Godzilla would whoop Kong.
I was going to say, if we're, apples to apes, I'm going to say Godzilla wins.
Yeah, Godzilla
hands
wins
down all the time.
I saw a meme the other day. He was like, I'm literally a walking nuclear power plant.
Dude breathes nuclear radiation out of his mouth.
Yeah, dude.
You're going to fight that?
Do I mountain or road bike? Actually, I love mountain biking. I own a mountain bike, and we have some pretty good mountain biking trails around here. But in the morning, in the fair weather months, because we're in Michigan, in the fair weather months, I have a gravel bike, which is kind of like, it's a road bike, but it has a little bit of flex on the frame and the fork, and it has a little bit of knob on the tires. It is fun, and I enjoy the heck out of it. It's a Giant brand. They make really affordable, real good value bikes, I think.
I don't think I've rode a bike since college.
You can change that, man. Riding bikes is fun. Put on your headphones. I got a thing up to 32 miles an hour.
On a bike?
On a bike, yeah. No helmet. Live
Safe.
dangerously. Yeah, not at all.
Child from the 80s.
Pretty much. I mean, no one wore a helmet on the other bike when we were kids. Nobody. And we had some janky bikes.
Oh, yeah.
Really janky.
I was riding a two-wheeler, no training wheels, 2 years old,
No.
no helmet.
I'm going to ask your mom.
Verify
next time
it.
I see her.
They will.
All right.
Yeah.
Actually, that doesn't surprise me. I had Vince.
Very talented. I peaked at 4.
That's impressive, man. Kudos to you. Well, cheers.
Downhill from there, though.
I actually threw Vince on a two-wheeler last summer. I just took his training wheels off one afternoon, and I was kind of holding the seat and let him ride. And I just let go, but I didn't tell him.
Yeah.
And he went like a good 15, 20 feet until he kind of got a little squirrely. And then I says, Vince, I'm not even holding on to you. And he just panicked. And then
sure.
I caught him, but it was like, I think it's the fear thing.
It is. That's what you need to do. Same thing with my son. Did the same thing.
So right now, Frank lives when I first married my wife, Frank lived nearby. Mm-hmm. And then they had kids and moved to the suburbs of Chicago, which is like, I don't know, a 5-hour ride. So we didn't get to see each other much for, how long did you live there?
About 4.5 years,
God.
roughly.
And I visited a couple times, and you got me some Giordano's and
Giordano's and some old styles.
Oh, the old styles. Yeah, I even brought some of those home. And then they moved home and lived in 2 different cities, both of which were not close to where we live.
No.
But did you guys sign the docs yet?
We're in the process of doing it right now, yeah. So
Frank's going to be like 15 minutes away. Mm-hmm. So we get to hang out.
Yeah. It's nice. Looking forward to it.
I am too, man.
many more of these, unless no one wants me back on this.
Yeah, let's ask the viewers, man. So far, how many of you guys want to see Frank join me again on a build? We should have Frank build a keyboard next time.
That would be interesting.
I think that's what we need to do.
I think I'm better at the color commentary than building.
I think we should have you build one.
Okay, well.
Because if someone who has no experience can build one, then anyone can build one.
This is true.
That could be a good argument, or actually good promotion. So we just passed the 1 hour mark. So
time's flying. It's been an hour.
I know, dude. And I've only drank one McUltra.
And you still have people watching this?
I know. Isn't it a trip? Well, it's COVID, man. There's not much to do, so
It's spectacular.
I don't know if we should give ourselves a pat on the back or not yet.
I need to broadcast from this thing all the time.
Well, having reached the 1 hour mark, we are going to do our first giveaway. We are going to give away a box of kiwis.
Yes.
Not the fruit that it's going to spoil and go bad in transit, but the actual switches that you guys want. So
I know that now.
Yes. The kiwi. Goodness. Kiwi Tuesday.
Still not sold on that name.
Oh, man. You're going to be fighting with Lovecraft. She'll beat you. That's the thing, is a lot of our employees, they work remotely. Well, actually all of them, except right now Jay. But I think you would like to meet a lot of them. They're all really fun.
Sure, I would. I like to meet lots of people.
I'd like to meet them. I haven't met half of them in person. We just talk on the internet. I don't know if anyone actually everyone just wants to win kiwis and nobody cares about having you back on, man. I kind of feels bad, man.
No, that's okay. You set me up for failure with it. Kiwi Tuesday.
I really did, man. You got to compete with Kiwi Tuesday. We'll ask the question again in a little while.
No one can compete with Kiwi Tuesday. I can't.
Well, actually, we'll do the next giveaway. We'll make the keyword like have Frank back on the show or something like that.
Well, that's cheating, but okay. I'll take it.
Hey, as long as you're having a good time, man.
Always. I'm with you, brother.
Well, that's always a good time.
How could I not have a good time?
If we ran out of beer. Man, I am not good at this. There we go.
And you want me to do this next time?
You know
We've
what?
been on here an hour and you're only this far with it.
Well, we're yakety yakking. I haven't built a keyboard in a while. I should have had the stabs on the board before we started the stream. This screwdriver is a piece of crap, in case anyone's wondering. And this PCB is really thick. I don't know if it's just, maybe I'm just tripping. I don't know, but it's just, these things aren't going in easy. So anyways.
Oh, hey, look. People like Frank in the chat.
Hey, that's awesome, man.
Yeah. We're only an hour in. See what happens in the next hour.
Well, it's a good thing we had the pizza guy bring a 6-pack.
It is.
Speaking of, I think I need one.
Well, you know what? You're busy. Why don't I grab you something?
Would you be so kind?
Yeah, not a problem.
I still think it's right here. I plan ahead. Look at this. Boom. Wait a minute. Do the mountains not turn blue anymore when it's cold?
That one's blue.
I mean, kind of blue, but it's not like it used to be. I mean, it's cold.
It's cold.
I thought that was cool. I mean, it's like, do I really need a visual indicator to tell me my beer is ice cold?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was cool.
I think so too.
Let's think back, man. What was like one of the dumbest promotions or like gimmicks that beer companies did in that we can think of to sell more beer?
God. There's been so many. I don't know. I think could we argue that they were dumb gimmicks though? Because I feel like every single time they put a gimmick onto a beer, it does sell.
This is true. Okay, so now things are gonna get smelly in here. I fired up my soldering iron. This is a Hacko. It's like the Rolls Royce of soldering irons. And what we typically do, at least I do, I don't know if everybody does this, is you solder on a couple of switches just to kind of give you some stability for when you're putting the rest of it on the plate. So once we get to that point, things will go a little smoother and quicker, and I won't be as focused on this. So
This just fingerprints you're taking off and stuff?
yeah, that's the thing about PVD, man. It's a fingerprint magnet. So I like to use these 3M Shameless plug. These 3M brand flawless finish detailing towels.
Someone's looking for a sponsorship.
Yeah, I wish. They look a lot like those cheap ones you buy at Costco.
Yeah.
But these are like, I don't know, they're like $15. They feel a lot the same too.
Oh yeah, these are nice.
It's like a 3-pack's like $15. But they're great, man. They don't scratch anything. My wife has this thing about this fabric. She won't touch these. If you throw it at her, she'll run. She won't even touch it.
It's a strange tactile thing here. They do feel a little bizarre.
Right?
Yeah.
All right, so that's all
I'm
lined
not
up
gonna dry
good.
myself off with one, but
Right? Could you imagine that?
no.
All right, so Luke, are we ready for a giveaway, or how does that work? I don't know. Yes, giveaway. Pulling now.
How excited!
Yeah, I'm excited. Someone's gonna get a box of these awesome kiwis.
Box of kiwis.
Box of kiwis.
Out
Don't
of
eat
all
them.
the switches,
Please don't eat these.
ladies and gentlemen, the kiwis I think were my favorite when I was
That's
pushing
awesome,
on
man.
the spring.
I'm glad to hear that. You know what? We're gonna build your keyboard with kiwis then. Winner is Coward. It doesn't say coward. It says cow.
It does say cow word,
It's
but
a
it's
play on
cow.
words.
Yeah, it's
very clever.
CAO.
Well, congratulations.
Cow word.
We're gonna get with you, and I don't know how we do it, but I think we just mail them to you via invoice.
This is how we
Don't
do
pay.
it. I'll tell George.
I wish we could play music so bad, man. It drives me nuts.
In South Central does it like nobody does.
Man, I used to love that song. So, we're gonna give away another set in about a half hour. So, again, congratulations to Coward. If I'm saying it wrong, I apologize.
Cacao word. Cacao. Cow.
Okay. So, okay. Luke's firing these questions in. So we're gonna send a Twitch whisper after stream.
What's a Twitch whisper?
It should be called a twisper. I know. I hope they're
You
listening.
got it.
I know. I want some money for that idea.
Cut the stream now. That's a
Right,
mic
we're
drop
done.
moment.
So, okay, someone asked about the plans for the minivans. So, we had a lot of delays, and it got to the point where, like, delay after delay, it kind of just threw off the whole production of everything. But we have most of the parts in-house. We're just waiting on a couple of things, and we're planning on selling a small run of them in the next month or so.
What's the minivan?
So the minivan's a small keyboard. It's a 40% keyboard. It's challenging to type on if you're not used to.
It still have all the keys, but it's just 40% small?
No, it has 40% of the keys of a typical keyboard. So I don't have one here. Like, basically, this would be a minivan. Very similar. This is a candy bar.
What does it take out then?
Well, you don't have the number keys. You don't have the F row.
How do you type a number?
You use layers. So layers, you could first of all, with KeyOnK software, you can assign any key on your keyboard to do literally anything. But you can assign layers. So you can have, like, for example, you could hold down this button and then this would turn into numbers. Or you could tap this and then it would bring up a different layer, and every key would be something different as assigned by you. It's tricky. You got to kind of remember, but it's one of those things where if you maybe took a couple days to get used to it, you'd get your productivity back, and then you'd have a smaller thing on your desk.
Like a Wooby.
A who? He's a what?
Wooby, like the Chinese keyboard back in the 70s, the Wooby.
Dude, I don't know. What are you talking about? I feel bad that I don't know what this is. So now we're going to start soldering.
All right, as you solder, you don't know what the Wooby is?
I do not. Frank, tell us the Wooby.
Well, again, not my area of expertise, but back in the 70s when computers were kind of taking off and China was looking at developing their own keyboard,
Okay.
they were struggling because all of the programming on computers was based around like the Latin alphabet, like
right.
A through Z. And not only the keyboards, but like the programming inside. Like the whole machine was developed around that, so that when they brought computers over to China and they're looking at developing on their end, all of the characters they used to write in couldn't fit into the actual programming at all.
So they had layers.
They had layers. So what happened was, because they've got, I don't know what it is, like maybe, again, if there's anyone from China that's viewing, like 70,000 different
it's a lot.
markings for words, because that's how everything's written. You can't put 70,000 keys on this. So there was this doctor named Dr., if I'm remembering correctly, Dr. Wong, who actually in the 70s developed this M0llY was the name of the keyboard. So what he did was he took these 70,000 characters, and because Chinese characters have similar markings, you know, like if, let's say for example, the word for work is kind of looks like a capital I,
which looks like a skull and crossbones.
And then you've got, you know,
son of a
dashes are water. Well, if you put the I and some dashes around it, then it's like water works, and then it's river. So that symbol is river.
Okay.
Right? So he had all these different symbols, and then what he did was break down each symbol into common components.
Okay.
So he took like 70,000, 120,000, however many markings there were, broke them down into different categories, and then just kept breaking those things down into different categories, just kept taking the pictures down and down and down and down into their core components, breaking them down. It took this dude like 5 years.
Geez, that's some dedication,
like that. And he eventually developed the M0llY keyboard to where he could fit everything on this, QWERTY style here. But it was a situation where, you remember like the old text phones where if you wanted to text,
the
like,
T9,
so
1, 2, 3, 4,
exactly. You're hitting the button a couple times. So he mapped the characters on these keys, and you just have to hit it a couple times to get to the certain one.
Okay.
And this was a big thing. It was
progress.
It was back in the 70s too, because they were almost, the Chinese language, like the writing and the markings, they were looking at abolishing that all in China, because if they couldn't get a computer to work over there, they were going to be left behind. So the government actually created this whole body to kind of unify the language and go into more of the what's called
the standard alphabet.
Exactly. But in make it more of a oral, AURAL type of.
I started trying to learn Chinese when I was visiting, and man, it's called a singing language. You ever seen the way Chinese words are written in Latin with Latin letters? They have different little enunciation points.
Oh, there's someone's writing in some of the letters.
Yeah, there you go. So they call that yin pin. I think it's called yin pin, the little tick symbols.
Yeah.
And they emphasize how the word is pronounced, basically the shape of the vowel. So it's either like up, like or like it's. And if you say it wrong, you totally just botch the word. Mm. It's incredibly difficult if you're used to speaking English. I mean, it's funny too, because if you learn a foreign language, you realize.
Pinyin, there they are. That's what I was looking for. Yeah.
Yeah. English is a really, really stupid language.
Really is. Someone actually typed on there and said you need to get some M0llY keycaps now.
That would be kind of cool, man.
Actually, kind of be baller, a throwback to it.
I would dig that. I'm glad you brought it up, man.
Do you know in China too they have, speaking of the M0llY and Pinyin, because that's another keyboard that they have. I learned this not too long ago. Competitions still, like big competitions between the different types of keyboards, because they still have different types of keyboards. Like some people prefer a M0llY, some prefer like a Pinyin, some type on something else. I mean, there's tons of different ones. And then, educate me out there, audience who's watching this. They have competitions, and it goes from like like a local level up to a national level to like they broadcast this.
No way.
And people go ahead and they type on their different keyboards and see who types, like a message will pop up on a screen, and then all of a sudden you got all these people.
Oh, we do that.
Just hammering it out.
Us keyboard folks do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We should start betting on it. Now they have like online sports betting is legal in Michigan. We should start doing that.
We should. Or you should angle for a sponsorship over there.
That'd be
Come
cool.
out with those Whoopee keycaps man, and get something going.
That's it. Do you ever, on the subject of obscure sports, if you'd call that a sport,
Sure.
you ever watch that slap fight thing that they do? Where it's like the guy like warms up and he's like,
I've seen.
oh my god, it's meme-tastic. I love watching that.
Yeah.
Just once, it's just so funny to watch it, just the dude act all confident and just get swatted down like a fly. So let's get back to some of these questions from the readers here. Why can't you order enough Tangies to keep them in stock for a while? They always sell at the end of the day. Why not order a lot more than normal? That's a good question, and there's a really simple answer to that. The factory that makes these switches only has so much output capacity, and we buy almost everything that they can make. So it's not a matter of ordering more. It's a matter of they can't make any more. Your guys are buying them as fast as they can be made, which is why we've brought on some other switch manufacturers to start tampering with. Because these SP Stars, I'm really excited about them. Mm-hmm. I should actually, if I get up again, I'll bring some in here for you to try out. I think they feel really good. They look cool. So there'll be more availability, and we can do fun things with the colors, and it should be really cool. So I hope that answers your question. It's not that we're trying to make them limited or hard to get, or that we are, under gauging the demand. It's just that we can't make any more. So that's that. So these pins on the back, you guys are, well, here, I'll show Frank, then I'll show you. So these are the contact pins.
Okay.
See if the camera will zoom. We getting some zoom action here? Come on, camera. Right here. There it goes.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this lens. So these are the pins, the contact pins in the back, these little copper dealios. And when you put them in, you got to make sure they don't bend. Sometimes they bend in transit. You can string them out with your fingers. I like these flat tweezers. Zoom, come on, baby, come on. Come on, baby, come on. I walked in on Jay the other day. He was listening to Shimmy, Shimmy, Yeah. I think he was a little embarrassed, but I'm like, what?
ODB?
I was like, are you listening to ODB? He's like,
shimmy, y'all, shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah.
Give me the mic so I can take it away. Yeah, dude, that song it's like this. It's literally one verse 3 times, but it's so good.
Wu-Tang Killer Bees on the storm.
I love Wu-Tang and ODB. What is it, the mystery of chess boxing? When he comes out, he's like, here I go, deep tight flow. Jacques Cousteau could never get this low. Ah! I think I'm gonna listen to that on my way home, man.
There we go.
Jacques Cousteau could never get this low. Yeah, that's some really cool music, man. Okay, let's see what else we got. Kiwi restocks again. Those of you looking at these beautiful little emerald colored beauties, the Kiwis will be restocked on February 16th in 2 drops. One, we typically do it, I think, 3 p.m. Eastern, and then I think 7 Eastern. So just stay tuned on Instagram, our Discord, join our mailing list. We pretty much get the word out ahead of time so you can be ready. And then, like I said, 2 batches. So if you're not available for the first one or you miss out on the first one, you got a second chance to do it. And if you'd really like to get some faster, stay tuned, because in about, some amount of minutes, we're going to give away another set. Okay, there's some really important keyboard lubricant in that bottom right drawer. Would you take a look for me in there? It's a critical part of this process. Did you find it?
Oh, yeah, I did, actually. Wow. Okay. Let me just get that ready.
Frank found some keyboard lubricant. Actually, that's more of a solvent, isn't it?
It really is.
Will there be another group buy for the Portico? There will be, but we are actually, and I don't want to go into too much detail, we're planning some other form factors, and my goal is, I don't really have a date on a goal to have this, but I would like it to the point where we can have several form factors of Portico always available for purchase. So anytime somebody wants to join the hobby, start at the Portico, man. Start at the front door and pick one up, and it'll be there. So another group buy, I believe, tentatively planned for April-ish for the next one. There will be extras of the first batch, I want to say like mid to late March. The Porticos are dope. So Portico, it's I think it's a Latin word. This was my idea to call it Portico. I thought it was cool. It's like your gateway to keyboards. This is Portico as a gateway to a building. So hey, let's call it the Portico. I don't want to call it something silly like a TKC 65. That would work, but we already got the TKC 1800. So yeah, so give it a name, Portico. I think it sounds cool.
I like it.
What do you guys think? What's the audience think? Do you dig the name?
So you mentioned that people will get multiple keyboards. Once you get one, you're addicted.
Mm-hmm.
On average, how many keyboards do you think people have out there? That'd be another great question to pose.
That is a good question for the audience because
I'm curious. Here's your lubricant for.
Oh, thanks. The critical keyboard lubricant.
For the keys. Oh, cheers to lubricant.
Here's the lubricant. Here we should give them the full screen. Cheers. Ooh, that's good lubricant.
Mm. Some would say it's M0llY lubricant.
Ah, yeah. Aged in oak barrels. That's my favorite bourbon.
It's really good.
My favorite everyday bourbon. Because there's like everyday bourbon and there's special occasion bourbon.
Sure. Like everyday tequila
And
and
if you're-
special tequila.
If you're a hardcore enthusiast, I'm sure there's like a first thing in the morning bourbon, but I don't drink often, but
I believe those people are called alcoholics.
I believe they are. I almost always drink with Frank, though. I actually divulged to Lauren that whole story of the 1800 in Florida. So we were all staying in a house. Let's give him full screen. We were all staying in a house. So our father-in-law, he took us all down to Orlando as like a retirement thing for him. He wanted to, spend some good time with the grandkids, take them to Disney, that kind of thing. It was fun. We all stayed in one big house. We had a pool. And Frank and I smuggled in, how big was that bottle?
I don't know, 1.5 liters.
It was like a Costco bottle of tequila. And we drank all of it. And how many days into the trip did we replace it?
I don't know.
And we drank most of that. Well, yeah, I told Lauren about it. I was like, yeah, whatever.
Drank a lot.
Yeah.
It was fun.
We drank a
Had
lot
good
in
time.
Charlevoix, too. That was fun.
We drank a lot there, too. A blast, though.
That was a good time. I'm looking forward to doing that again.
Absolutely.
So, what is the first key switches that TKC released? The first switches we ever sold, I guess technically, was these old stock cherry blacks. But you had to desolder them off the PCB. It was pretty wild. That was a while ago. Favorite linear, favorite tactile. Favorite linear, tangerine. Favorite tactile, kiwi. Will polycarbonate M0llY be going to group buy soon? Yes, I believe it is in March. We had to bump the group buy date because we were waiting on some stuff from our factories in China. But yeah, it's going to be going in group buy real soon, and it's going to have a short lead time. It will be a limited group buy because we've already started machining some of the parts. So that's that'll get the lead time down a little bit. Nobody likes. Sometimes, dude, when you buy a keyboard, you'll join a group buy. I've actually joined a group buy when I first became a mechanical keyboard enthusiast that still hasn't shipped. It's going on, well, maybe it wasn't when I first started, but it was like literally, I've been going on like 28 months since I paid for this freaking thing, and it's still not here. It happens. But, I mean, typically you wait. I mean, the M0llY took almost a year to get to people, which I was bummed about. But, it's like growing pains. We got them out. I think people are really happy with them. Oh, this is where things get tricky.
From the chat, it seems like on average it's about 2 to 3 with people wanting more. So.
Sounds like a good number. Yeah. You see, you always plant stuff in threes, right? So, keyboards in threes.
Mm-hmm.
Have we experimented with rotary encoders or splits? Yes, we have been playing around with them. Can't give you too much detail, but you're going to see some cool stuff coming out. I've got a really cool design that I've been sitting on for a while that I'm going to bring to life hopefully this year.
What does that mean?
Oh, a rotary encoder. It's basically, this is a rotary encoder. This is a mechanical rotary encoder, but it's just a knob that just spins endlessly.
Okay.
And it has, typically will have detents, so as you rotate it, you feel like a tactile detent in it. You know how good that feels? I mean,
yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, my grandpa had this Fisher stereo. It was all stacked. It looked like separate. It looked like rack-mounted components, and it had like the switches on this thing to flip from one input to another, or to turn the bass level up or whatever. They felt so good. I always want to be like, thum, 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 thum. The knobs felt great, man. Like, it's just something about interacting with electronics when it feels good.
No, I get why kid, and I know a lot of kids who are obsessed with light switches when they're young
Mm-hmm.
too, like the.
Mm-hmm.
It's that tactile and the immediate interaction.
When I was a kid, the house my dad grew up in was at 7 and Outer Drive, or 7 and Van Dyke, between Van Dyke and Outer Drive.
Between Van Dyke and Outer.
Yeah, it old house, and it had those light switches where it was like there was 2 like buttons that stuck out, and it was thunk thunk. It was cool. Like when you had to put some force in these things, and there was something back there. I mean, solid copper,
Something.
Yeah, it was wild. All right, so here's a weird Jason quirk that I always do. If I do my bottom row, I always get the caps out because I always screw up when I'm lining it up. So we got more questions. What do you guys do with all your other mechanical keyboards? Put them on the wall, man.
Boom.
And if you want those plastic acrylic stands that are up there holding them, we got them in the store. They're cool. They're not very expensive. Here we go.
Okay, what are you doing now? What's this?
Okay, so I'm always really bad at getting my bottom row correct, so I just usually grab a couple keycaps. So I can make sure I put them in the right spot.
Okay.
I want to reference one of those old ones and see how that was done, because I don't have an M0llY.
There's a bunch of numbers.
So it was option. See, yeah, we got that. So do option no.
Hi, welcome to the Frank live stream.
I'm just going to do it my way. It doesn't really matter.
Like Usher.
Ursher?
Usher, baby.
So this is the Infinity. Let's do this. Infinity black on white set from a couple group buys ago. And this one we did with the classic Apple Macintosh Universe font. So as I mentioned, I expressed my disdain for Helvetica. It's a cool italicized font.
Nice.
Right?
I like it.
So that's what we're gonna roll with here. And I'm gonna do like this with the bottom row, a lot like that one.
Okay.
So I always grab a couple caps out to do it because I don't want to solder the whole thing and then have to desolder it. I hate doing that. And for the sake of brevity and for the sake of the fact that I don't have any LEDs laying around on this floor of the building, I'm just going to skip the LEDs and do those later. I think everybody wants to get home at some point.
Debatable.
We'll get you home, Frank. So, what else?
Someone just asked Frank to beatbox. I wish.
You don't?
No.
That's a bummer, dude.
No.
Well,
I might be able to rhyme to a solid beatbox, but I can't beatbox myself.
So far, is anybody going to make fun of my keyboard building style? I was worried about that. I actually conferred with my friend. He's a keyboard builder. His name's Max. He built that for my cousin. It says, does anybody ever gets hypercritical about the way you solder?
Oh, I'm sure everyone does.
When you get triggered. What did I do on the bottom row there? Yeah, okay.
Can you see it?
No,
God,
I'm
I
good.
can't. Well,
Yeah.
too bad I can't lift the keyboard.
Don't want you to get a hernia, bro. So what other questions we got? Frank, you got a question.
Out of the switches you played with, what do you like the most? For me, I mean, I've got to say,
You're a Kiwi guy?
I mean, it's the one I gravitated towards.
Hey, it's for good reason, man. It's a good design.
It feels good. The Kiwi feels good. I get why everyone wants these.
Let's see here. So this is how we're gonna do our bottom row. That does not look right. We have an issue here. Houston, we have a problem.
And again, you want me to build one of these?
Dude, the portico is way easier to build. This one's just a pain in the butt because the bottom row has several different options, and if you don't put the you don't put the switch in the right hole, then it doesn't line up and it looks goofy and
That's what she said.
Yeah, and I haven't built a keyboard in a while, so I don't want to probably make a fool of myself on stream here, but it happens.
Too late.
Too late.
It's happening.
Anyone else?
Making it happen.
I don't have a switch puller, so that was dramatic.
That's how I live my life.
Quarter mile at a time.
All right, Ben.
Dude, I'm sorry. I like those movies, but I don't like that line.
You know, outside of the first and the second, I've never seen. Don't at me. I've never seen any of the other Fast and the Furious.
That means you enjoyed like 15 more hours of your life than I did.
I don't know. I heard they got good again, and now they've got spin-offs.
Hey, the ride at Universal was fun.
Was it?
I don't know. Did you go on it with us, or were you off in Harry Potter world?
No. We went together on all the rides.
I can't remember if we were together the whole time or not.
Yeah, we went on the
That was
Fast
fun.
and Furious ride together. It was okay.
I really like that Harry Potter one, man. That one with the
Gringotts one, where you go down into the vault.
Yeah, and then like it was like a whole 3D deal.
Where you're yeah.
That was really cool. Very, very fun. I think we're good. So I think I've got my keys positioned correctly. So anybody watching wondering why I did that, because you have several different options for your layout, I just something I do, it's one of my little quirks. I like to just grab the keys that I'm going to use and just lay them out and make sure I got my switches in the right holes, because I don't like doing things twice. So that's that. Put these to the side for later. We're ready to solder. I haven't done this in a while. I don't want to solder all these switches. But we'll do it. We will get it done. So
You need like an Insta solder. They make those, right?
we kind of do. It's called hot swap. Well, that would be called reflow. That's like a thing machines do. The Portico's hot swap. You don't have to solder it.
Explain.
So there's these little hot swap sockets that go in place, and when you pop the switch in, they just kind of, there's a little spring in there that just kind of pushes in.
Okay.
You don't have to solder. You pop the switches in and out. So if you see newcomers here, if you see the word hot swap in reference to a PCB, it means you don't have to solder it. You just can pull the switches out, pop them back in.
Hot swap.
Very modular. It's pretty cool.
I like it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take a little breather from this thing. Have a little vape. Let's go like one of those full camp thing.
Full cam.
Yeah. Yes, it's February 16th. That's what I wrote down.
You did write it down.
Vape Nation. Yeah, you know what? I was a smoker for a long time. And
Smoke up.
Yeah. Didn't you smoked, didn't you, at some point? Unfortunately.
It's been since 2005 since I've smoked anything.
Yep. And I've offered you cigars and other things to smoke, and I've never seen you take a puff.
Nope, because even cigars, if I even puff on a cigar, the next day I will go out and buy a carton of cigarettes.
Oh, don't
That's
do it,
how deep that hook runs. Don't smoke, kids.
What is the difference between tangerines and the dragon fruits? Comparing apples to oranges. So, yeah, literally, in a way. So the
Dragon fruits to kiwis.
So the tangerines are a linear switch, so there's no tactile bump at all. It's a linear motion from top to bottom. The dragon fruits have a very small tactile bump, so there's a little bit of tactile feedback in the middle of it. There's a tactile event as you press the switch down.
Opened?
Yeah.
Open them again.
Oh, it's okay. I just shoved my.
I broke the other ones.
So there's a very small tactile bump in there, and I wanted to kind of fill the gap between the real big bump of the kiwi and no bump on the tangerine.
Yeah.
Feel it's different?
Yeah. You're getting a big bump here.
Okay.
Medium bump here.
I guess it's time for another kiwi giveaway.
Oh, it's exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I like giving stuff away. It's fun. So what's the giveaway word? I'm waiting for Luke. Waiting for our wonderful production assistant.
Waiting on the wonderful assistant.
What song is that? Is that John Mayer? No, don't tell me.
Yeah, it was John Mayer.
It was not.
Waiting on the world to change.
Is it John Mayer?
Melody.
Was that right?
Yeah.
Dang. I get trivia questions right
job.
when I don't even know. Whoa. What is it? I didn't see it. Okay, we're waiting on... There it is. It's not Kiwi Tuesday. It's More Frank on Stream. All one word. More Frank on Stream.
Hashtag More Frank on Stream.
It's actually not a hashtag. It's just More Frank on Stream. But if you guys want to put that on Discord, like on Instagram, by all means. So More Frank on Stream. Enter now. You will win a box of tangerine switches. Not this box of tangerine switches, but a fresh box of... Or not kiwis, sorry. It's been a long day. I've been here since 8 o'clock in the morning.
Speaking of tangerine, we just mentioned lemon. Or not lemon. I'm on fruits.
Nah.
Tangerine Dream, because we just mentioned Legend. Tangerine Dream did all the music for the movie Legend.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, well, that's why you have me here.
Yeah, right. You know, actually, I gotta do a weird quick deal. I was in the car wash. You know, like, do you put on a specific song when you're in the car wash?
No.
I do. I have a thing. So, okay, try it sometime. Go into a car wash and put on Dire Straits' "Money for Nothing." And for some reason, the first couple bars of that song, like when it actually starts, not the when the song actually kicks in, that music just plays so well when there's all these machines just washing the car. It's super cool. Try it.
Okay.
Yeah. So I don't know what happened, but I put that on. I was waiting in line way too long inside the car wash, and then the Moody Blues came on.
Okay.
Which I don't know why Spotify thought that was an acceptable replacement or thing to segue to from the Dire Straits. But the Moody Blues, man, what a band. They had an album, Night at Red Rocks, and they played with a live orchestra in the Red Rocks amphitheater.
Have you ever been there?
No, but it's like on my bucket list.
Amazing.
You've been there?
I saw Elephant Revival there.
I don't know that band.
They're like a bluegrassy type of band. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's still, I mean, I think
the only reason I saw them, they're not knocking Elephant Revival. The show was great, but I was in town for a concert, and they were the only band that was playing. And I was like, I've got to see Red Rocks, and it's Elephant Revival, and they were spectacular.
I'd probably go see any band there if I was in town and there was a show.
Exactly.
Let's see. Are we getting close to the end here? I'm going to start soldering this keyboard in a minute. I'm dreading. It's at 9 o'clock. I was thinking this thing is probably going to wrap up around 10-ish. I think I can solder this thing in like 20 minutes and we can talk a little bit of BS. What else do we put on here? We have these things we can talk about.
Oh, I've got lots I can talk about.
Oh, yeah. I want to go through... I have some interesting facts we can talk about, too. Here, while Luke does this, I'll bust this out. One of my friends is FaceTiming me while I'm on here. I told him we were going to be live. Brad, if you're watching, you can't FaceTime me, man. I'm on TV.
You know, speaking of interesting facts, I don't know much, as we all know, about any of this, right? This has been very educational. The one thing I do know that sticks out in my mind is when it comes to this bad boy, and I don't know if we can see it there. Can you see it up here? Is it focusing?
It's not focusing.
That was bad.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Weren't these supposed to be white?
Yes, the infill was supposed to be white. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Frank.
I see. I pick up on some things you say.
Yeah.
You mentioned this a while ago.
Yeah.
And I saw this, and yes, thought I'd bring it up.
So we're gonna talk about that in just a minute as soon as we wrap up the giveaway. But yes, we do need to talk about the Aether set just a little bit. Giveaway is polling now. So I think that means you can't enter anymore. Does that mean it's done entering? See, I talk to the stream, and then our production assistant answers me on stream because he's got like a thing where he talks to us. Winner is Frank. Go ahead, you announce the winner.
Domosaurus.
Congratulations.
Domosaurus. It's the combination of Vin Diesel's character from Fast and the Furious, and a dinosaur.
That's a really cool handle.
Yeah.
I'm digging that. Dope. So congratulations, Damasaurus. You've got some really cool fruity kiwis coming your way. We'll ship out next week, and depending on where you live, you should have them by the end of the week. So anyways, Frank brought up a point. We have an important thing to discuss tonight, and I don't want to take it lightly. I don't want to make light of it. I want to talk about this seriously. So we had what I call an event in the manufacturing world. We call this a escape. We had the Aether keycaps, the red ones. We're supposed to have white infill, and we shipped them out with black infill. And I want everybody to know that I personally take the responsibility for letting these get to you. This is my fault. I ordered these. They passed through my desk. I looked at them. I said, "Man, these look great." I thought they looked fantastic. And it wasn't until we shipped them out that you guys told me that they were incorrect. And I apologize to you all. And this kind of thing, I mean, we've had quality issues. We've had some events, you know. During the hypergrowth phase of this company, we've had a few things happen where things aren't how they should be. And I apologize because trust me, as the founder of this company, as the guy behind it, as the guy who's going to take all the flack for everybody that's upset, I take this stuff seriously. It's just when we're moving this fast, sometimes things get overlooked. But one thing I would like to point out is that anytime something really stupid has happened, we've done everything we can to correct it. I mean, we've made great strides in that. You guys are going to start seeing some really big improvements over the next few months. The thing is that because things take so long to manufacture, it takes a while to see these improvements actually come through. So Q2, Q3, you're going to see what we're doing. Q2, you'll get the announcement, but by Q3, you'll have a lot of new desk mat features in your hands. We were continuously improving the Infinity process. And in the last week, since the things with Aether kind of went haywire, we've implemented some new workflow practices to get more eyes on our products internally before things go out the door. So I know it really it kind of makes you question your confidence. People talk about it. People get inflamed. People get upset. We apologize. I personally apologize for the mistakes we've made. You know, we grow really fast. We outgrow systems before we even fully actually settle into them. But what we always do is we stop and we fix things before we make another mistake. I look at it as mistakes as opportunities. Opportunities to fix what you did wrong or what you didn't see in the first place. So moving forward, keep an eye out. We've got new things in place. I'm never going to let something like this happen again. So, moving on. Wanted to face it head on, let everybody know where I stand on things, what we're going to do in the future, and to try to just like basically instill a bit of confidence in everybody.
And I think one of the things that you hit on there that I think resonates a lot, and what I take from this is I think I learn more from my failures or other people's missteps than I do from my own or other people's successes.
This is true.
Because if I can see where it hurts, if I can hear where it hurts, then I know how to counter that in the future, or to educate how to counter that in the future. And
exactly.
I think you being able to recognize that and take it a step above is farther than most people would take it. So
thanks, man.
I mean, kudos to you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the truth is, I mean, it's like, you can look at mistakes in several different ways. Some people make mistakes, they give up, they don't want to try again.
Mm-hmm.
Some people look at mistakes, they brush them off, and they let them happen again. I look at mistakes as opportunities.
Absolutely.
Opportunities to improve your processes, improve your systems, correct things, but don't make them more than once.
Sure.
So the mistakes we've had, because we've had a few, after we happen, we put things in place and they don't happen a second time. So that's the good thing. So, you know, I don't want to dwell on this too much because it's kind of a sore subject. I want to keep everybody happy, but I also want to face the community head on because, you know, we've got fans watching, we've got customers watching, people that look to us, want our products, and I want to let them know who me, the head of this thing, the guy driving the ship, how I feel about it and what I'm doing about it. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't want to hide and pretend like it's not happening. I'm aware of it, and I've spent the better part of the last 10 days completely changing processes so that we have several sets of eyes on things versus just one. That way, if, you know, we have multiple layers that we have to go through for someone to catch a mistake.
Love it, brother. Killing it.
Cheers. Here's to that.
Salud.
Okay, so the final giveaway tonight is going to be an Islander set. I know you guys are excited
What's
about.
an Islander set?
So Islander is
Like the New York Islanders?
Oh God, no, man! We're in Detroit. I would never make anything themed after a hockey team if it wasn't the Red
Praise
Wings.
God, if my brother's watching this live stream, he'd nuke the whole thing.
Which one?
Kevin.
He's an Islanders fan.
No, he's like the biggest Red Wings fan on the planet. So
yeah. It's had nothing to do with hockey.
Okay.
So Islander was one of our best-selling key sets of last year. It's a really cool and finicky set. I actually have the box. If you want to like talk about hockey for a second or something, I'll grab the box and show you the box.
Anything about hockey? I'm not my brother.
Who's the god of hockey, Frank?
You know, if we want to talk about ice hockey on the NES, I can talk about that. That was a great game. Remember, they had the big
Ice
fat
hockey?
guy, they had the skinny guy, and then like normal guy, I guess you call him, and then you got to pick if you wanted like a whole team of fat guys or a whole team of skinny guys.
But the fat guys were awesome because you could devastate people into the boards, though.
Better than that on the NES was Blades of Steel.
Oh yeah, because you could actually fight.
Blades of
It was
Steel.
like
Yeah,
it was like Rock'em Sock'em robots.
you fought, and that because it went to that fighting animation. And then the best part was the person who lost the fight got put in the penalty box.
Yeah.
I thought that's how hockey worked.
That's not how hockey
I was
works.
a teenager.
Is it that one? It's that one. So this is Islander. Really cool set, really cool graphics, cool iconography. And I don't think the caps are in here, though, unfortunately. I think there's some of them are in here. You know, you get a feel for the colorway, but the box has been rated. I actually built a keyboard for my mom, who's now working from home. And she's really enjoying the cap. So, Mom, if you're watching, I hope you're enjoying your keyboard. She's got a TKC 1800 in Caribbean Aqua with Islander keycaps, and I think she really likes it. So yeah, it was a really good selling set. Everybody really likes it. We got some extras, and we're gonna be releasing them soon. But we're gonna give away a set of these tonight. It's cool.
Set?
Yeah, a whole set, man.
Wow.
$100 value.
Ooh.
What do you think of that packaging, man?
I actually really like that.
Pretty cool, right?
It is kind of cool.
All right, let's put this over here. All right, who wants to watch me solder all these switches? Do you guys want to watch me solder, or do you want to watch Frank solder speed run? Yeah, let's see how fast I can solder it. Okay.
Solder speed run.
Well, let's see how fast the hackle can heat up, man. I think we can do pretty quick.
I feel like when you put that out there, like I don't want that. I don't want to feel that kind of pressure here. I don't want to feel that kind of insecurity. If people want to watch you solder more than they want to watch me,
They want to place bets. I have no idea. So, like, okay, how about we do this? I'm going to solder the top row of this board. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 switches. We're going to... So how do we want to do this, Luke? We're going to take bets on how long it takes, how many seconds it takes to solder it. In the meantime, I'm going to start soldering the bottom row. Luke, text us something that we can do, and Frank will make the announcement as I get this going, because I don't want to be here till midnight. I'm not doing a 6-hour stream like Luke does. I don't know how he does it. These young people, man, they got that energy.
I've been up since 3:30 in the morning.
Why did you get up at 3:30 in the morning, Frank?
Because I live so far from work.
Oh my gosh. Well, that's going to end soon.
Can't wait.
You're going to live close to your favorite brother-in-law.
This is true.
It's going to be fun, man. You come hang out at the HQ.
Absolutely. We'll do more of these. I enjoyed this.
I think we should, man. I like
I've
having
been having fun with this.
I'd like to do something where we maybe spend some time on a script and do some music trivia, or like engage the audience with some music trivia questions or movie trivia. Because I'm a big movie fan.
Trivia, yeah.
I actually got Lauren to watch Goodfellas with me the other day.
What a great movie. One of my top 5 mafia or mobster movies.
Oh,
sure.
One of everybody's top 5 mafia movies. I mean, Casino, Godfather 1 and 2, Goodfellas, and Donnie Brasco. 8 Heads in a Duffel Bag. That
No.
movie's so bad. What other gangster movies is there?
Road to Perdition is a good one.
Okay, well that's older gangster movies. Isn't that one about like Prohibition era?
No, that's the Tom Hanks one.
Yeah, that's I thought that was a probationary movie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a.
Well, I guess that's kind of when it takes
It's
place.
still
old
gangster,
school.
yeah.
Yeah, it's gangster. It's old school. Yeah.
Well, if you're going back that way, then The Untouchables is the clear winner. I mean, Sean Connery, Kevin Costner, Anthony Garcia. Who else was in that movie?
Can't recall.
That's a great flick.
It is.
I love Sean Connery. Rest in peace. I named my cat after a Sean Connery character. I don't know if anybody knows this. Okay, so we're going to take bets on how long it takes me to do a single row of switches. And I'm not really ripping through them right now. I'm just doing this row. But we're going to do the top row, which was, I believe I said it was 17 switches. Solder speed run. Don't start yet. I'm just doing the middle row. Don't worry.
17 switches.
Is there a prize for this? Luke, can we do a prize? Can I give something away?
Let you ask Luke. Of course you can give something away.
I effed up, LOL. I said 10 minutes. How long will it take Jason to solder? Predict. There's no way it's going to take me 10 minutes to solder a row of switches, man.
All right, while you solder, I'll be right back.
Okay. So Frank is taking a break. What if they still offer electronics class in high school as an elective? I took it. I had this really cool teacher, and I know there's no way he's watching it, but maybe one of my friends or old buddies from high school is watching this guy, Mr. Madsen. He was cool, man. He was a hard ass, but he was a really good teacher, and he would sneak in soda pops and candy bars and let us buy them, which was awesome in high school. And he used the money to pay for all the profits from it. He would use to buy pizza for the classes. It was a cool teacher, man. I know I gave him a hard time. So, Mr. Madsen, if you're watching, I'm sorry for being kind of a dick in your class, but I've taken some of the fundamentals of electricity. I've carried them throughout my life, and I appreciate everything you taught me. And thank God for Twix and Mountain Dew. Solder the whole board, my bad. 10 minutes over and under. Well, I already started, Luke. So I guess we could stop here and then just decide. Okay, so we're gonna see how long it takes me to do the whole board. So I'll keep going then. I guess you get the timer going. I don't want to mess up the deal. Oh, this is a tough one. Yeah, I'll tell you what. PCBs, when you have the provisions for an ISO enter as well as an ANSI enter, that one weird key above it, that slash pipe key, it's always a pain in the ass to solder. My least favorite key on the keyboard when I'm putting one together.
Which one is?
The pipe slash key. It's the key right above the enter. And the hole in the plate is shared with what would be the top of the ISO enter. So you always get this weird, like, half moon hole where the contact comes through.
Interesting.
You know, one of the first keyboards I ever put together was a minivan. And I built it with vintage Alps switches. I thought it was so cool that keyboard, you could put MX. Oh, Frank doesn't know what I'm talking about.
Nope.
Soldering the whole board over under 10 minutes. Okay, I'll stop now. I've only done one row, so I'll just do this last switch here. Oh, that was the whole row. So I've only done one row and a couple of oddball keys here and there. So the bet is on already. Oh, okay. Thanks, Luke. So I get for paying attention. And then Frank took off, so I didn't know. I had no point of reference. I am taking small beer breaks.
I'm taking large beer breaks.
Oh, right on, man. Dude, the pizza guy brought us beer. I don't know if that's probably normal in a lot of places, but around here, that's new. I think
It's very rare here.
I mean, there was times I remember when I lived in remember that condo I used to have?
Yep.
When I was a bachelor.
When I first met you.
Yeah, I remember it was we had a New Year's party.
Yep.
And you wore a tie.
Of course I did.
So then I wouldn't put on a tie. And I think Barry had a tie on too. That was fun. Anyway, when I was a bachelor, I remember calling the pizza place and being like, dude, this is before online ordering, of course. Like, dude, can you stop at 7-Eleven out of the way and grab a 6-pack and a pack of Marlboros?
In a pack of Marlboros.
Yeah, a pack of Marlboros, dude.
I used to smoke Marlboro Lights in a box.
In a box.
Always in a box, never the soft pack.
Man, a soft pack is for those ladies who have those cigarette carrier thingies. Remember those little pouches? Like your mom's friend had one. It had a little snappy thing on the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those things were cool. You know what is weird is, you know those cigarette holders like like Johnny Depp had in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
When did those like fall out of fashion? Because man, they were cool.
You know what? You could bring them back.
I don't smoke.
Someone could bring them back.
Speaking of not smoking, I've been reading this book. It's called Atomic Habits. Anyone read Atomic Habits? I'm sure someone has. So Atomic Habits, there's so like when you're trying to quit smoking, someone offers you a cigarette, instead of saying I'm trying to quit, which means you identify as a smoker who's trying to quit, you say, no thank you, I don't smoke, which means you're identifying as a non-smoker. It's said to make you more effective at changing those habits.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Speaking of not smoking, can I do a shameless plug here?
Well, of course.
So, side hustle, I do a podcast called Nostalgia Wax on iTunes. You can follow us on Twitter at nostalgia_wax and on Facebook at facebook.com/the nostalgia wax. And we just did an episode on the 1936 film Reefer Madness.
Reefer Madness.
Have you seen this before?
I've not seen the whole thing, but I've seen it's like something like the reefer addict. Oh, what does it say? Something about you could spot the reefer addict because he has stains on his pants from chronically masturbating when he can't find a rape victim. Something like that. It's like
to the extent of that,
it makes it sound like smoking pot is going to make you into like just a horrible human
Essentially, Reefer Madness is like an American propaganda film from back in 1936, which I think is solely responsible for marijuana not being legalized for another almost 100 years after that. It was pretty bad. So we actually watched it on the Nostalgia Wax, and we did some commentary to it. You reminded me of it when you said not smoking.
It's incredible the taboo that surrounds marijuana use, and even now, I mean, it's far less prevalent than it once was. But you know, it's like you go to a family picnic, everyone's having a beer. I mean, you're greeted with a beer, but God forbid you should smoke, a joint. What's up with that? I think that's kind of going away now, though.
Well, it is, and I think it might be because the tobacco and alcohol industries might have been a little bit, I would say, influential in the demonizing of marijuana very early on, because I think they knew it would put a damper in what they were looking to do. Because think about it, how long did Prohibition last?
Like, what was it, 3 years?
Not very long, did it?
No,
because they outlawed it, but they didn't demonize it as much as they did marijuana early on, because I think both, you've got tobacco and, the alcohol companies not pressurizing as much as they did for the marijuana. But
I once read, and I don't know if it's true, because it's hard to tell sometimes, but that it was actually the lumber industry that demonized marijuana because they really wanted to prevent hemp farming from becoming more prevalent, because hemp was it produced like as far as I remember reading, hemp produces a finer quality of paper because it's got a different type of fiber, and it's renewable much faster. It's like you can grow enough hemp to make paper way faster than you can grow forested trees. So like, oh, hemp bad, forest good, and making marijuana sound horrible and outlawing it for that reason. I don't know if it's true though. I mean, I don't remember where I read it. I read it on the internet, so it has to be true. Abraham Lincoln said that.
He did.
He did. Well, Luke hasn't thrown any messages at us for a while, so that means we're doing something good. Here's an interesting fact. Did you know there's only one state that you can type the name of the state on one row of letters on a keyboard? Does anybody know what that state is without Googling it? Because if you Google it, you're a cheater.
But we wouldn't know if you're cheating.
Yeah, I know. There's really no way to know. Well, it's Alaska. It's the only state you can type the whole name of the state on one row. On a QWERTY keyboard. God knows what Dvorak or Colmac or one of those weird ones. I don't even know.
Have you ever heard of the QWERTY effect?
No, what's the QWERTY effect? Shit, another one. What if I gotta fix a switch with a bent pin? Does that count for the bet?
Jeez, Lord have mercy. That was vicious.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta get aggressive, man.
You do. No, you could take time and take that switch and you could bend it, right? And
Yeah, but I want the deal to be fair with this bet that apparently, I don't know if it's off now, but I thought Luke just said something about it. The bet is off because of LOL. Well, we should do something else.
You know, I wish Vegas could call off my bets on the sport book because of LOL.
Oh boy. We should find something else to do then that would engage the audience and give them a way to possibly win a prize based on a little bit of luck and a little bit of merit. What could that be? Get an idea, Frank.
QWERTY effect, though. I was telling you about the QWERTY effect.
QWERTY effect.
So apparently they did a study back in, I want to say 2000, where people are more prone to the keys that you type with, the letters on your right hand versus your left hand. So they're more attracted to your right hand typing than your left hand typing. Like words that use your right hand are more attractive than words that use your left hand. They did a study and put these words up, and the words that were more attractive were the words that were used with your right hand versus your left hand.
That's interesting.
Right.
So, like, the word pop is more attractive than the word ass.
Yep.
Interesting.
I guess depending.
I don't know. There's probably a lot of people that don't know what pop is. That's a Michigan thing.
Yeah, it is. Soda pop. Soda.
Soda pop.
Soda, if you will.
Speaking of soda pop, who played soda pop in that Outsiders movie? Was it Patrick Swayze?
In The Outsiders?
Yeah, man. I haven't watched that in years. We should watch that next time we hang out.
Okay.
That's some cheesy nostalgia right there, man.
It is.
This is the first time I've soldered on camera, man.
You're doing good.
Think so?
You know, the QWERTY effect goes even further than the words, though, because they did a study even more recently that they went back and they looked at the impact of the QWERTY keyboard overall to other things such as people's names.
Interesting.
And so they ran a census of names from like the 1960s to, today. And right at 1990, when the QWERTY keyboard became kind of more universal around the world, they saw a spike in names that are only typed with the right hand.
No way.
Isn't that interesting?
That's wild. I tell you, man, the brain is just a... Whew. Your brain, the mind is...
The mind, as
it's,
the Germans would not say.
The mind. Hurry up before the Germans get here. Welcome to Random Facts with Frank. There we go.
Welcome to Random Franks. Oh, speaking of, because this is kind of what started me on QWERTY when you were talking about the row that you were doing. You said I started this single row.
Yeah.
So the whole thing about the QWERTY keyboard, do you know why these keys are arranged the way they are?
I do. It's because of the way... It has to do with the old typewriters, because the really common, frequently used letters need to be kept away from other really common, frequently typed letters so you wouldn't jam your keyboard.
So there's so many kind of stories that revolve around the creation, and that's one of them that's pretty solid. Another known
Oh, so
one,
no one actually knows?
Yeah, but no one knows.
Yeah, that's what's
Another one that is commonplace too is that when the typewriters first came out, like if you look at a QWERTY keyboard, look at the top keys, and you can actually spell the word typewriter in the top keys.
You can. Interesting.
And you know why?
Why?
Because when they were selling the typewriters,
that's the first word people would type, probably?
Well, they had these salespeople selling the typewriters who couldn't type. So they put typewriter in the very top so that when salesmen were selling these keyboards to people and demoing them, they could hammer out typewriter really quick because it was all right there on the top.
That's interesting.
Random Facts with
Dude,
Frank.
I love it,
That's
man.
good. It's
love
a
it.
new show. We've started it. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
God, I was just... I love to throw random facts at you.
That's why I'm here.
I know, right? There was one that I was just on the top. I was just giving my wife a hard time about the other day and telling her, and she's like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." She gets annoyed with it. Does Mandy do the same thing?
I can't talk to my wife anymore.
She's like, "Whatever." So Frank's nickname is Bonds.
B-O-N-Z?
Bonds. So one time I was at, so Frank's wife is my wife's sister. And my wife owns a hair salon. And I'm at the salon and I saw Mandy. And I go, "What up, Bonds?" And she was getting something out of the silverware drawer. And she ripped out a steak knife and shoved it in my face and got so mad. It was funny. Oh my God.
I'm not allowed to relive those days.
Oh my goodness. I have a name like that. Mine's Nappy J. Lauren will tell you all about that. Well, you know about that.
Never let it go.
It's a reminder of a darker time when I was a bachelor and didn't have the guidance of a wise woman. Man, being a single man can be troublesome. You get in a lot of trouble.
You do. But the best kind.
Last one. Well, it was actually not the last one. There's one that I have to desolder and then bend a pin and go back to.
Desolder?
Yeah. Good thing I got a solder tool here. Folks, when you buy desoldering devices, solder pumps, don't buy cheap ones. Hacko actually makes one. You can get them on Amazon. They're considerably more expensive. I think this thing is like $16, where the other ones are like $3. I can't tell you one of those $3 ones I broke before I finally caved in and bought one of these, and it was worth it. There's the bad one. The Offender. So this is how you do solder.
I've never...
So basically just, you get the solder hot, and then this thing, you hit it. It's just like a vacuum pump. So you do that.
Oh, interesting. It's pretty cool.
Oh, man, that one was giving me some trouble. Yep, she's a goner.
But you could probably fix that, right?
that
Okay.
one's trashed. Let's see here. Yes, we announced when the Kiwis will drop, and we will tell you again.
What happened with the bet?
It is on February 16th. The bet, I think, was off. Islander will be given away after the keyboard is built. We still have a few steps left. I still have to finish soldering this one switch, and we have to put the board back together, and we have to put the caps on. And then we'll do the Islander giveaway. And yeah, we'll probably plug it in too. All right, I think I got them all. Oh, these are a great investment too. If you build a lot of boards, one of these little solder holder thingies. I love these.
Solder holders?
It's a solder holder thingy.
Oh.
Get your nomenclature correct, Frank.
Brand new.
All right, so that's done. Looks pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to go back and do the LEDs later. I'm not... So, here we go. I want to touch on some of these other interesting facts that I was saving for the stream. Here, pick out a fun one. There's some good ones on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Did you know? You want me to read it?
Yeah, you should read it. It's a good one.
All right, thank you. Did you know that a Greek-Canadian man invented the Hawaiian pizza?
See, I thought Satan did it.
Yeah, I was pretty sure he did too. Or, yeah. Or the Darkness from Legend. Same person.
Yeah, Dark. That guy was scary. I forgot about
Curry.
him. Oh my God, that was Tim Curry.
Yeah.
Man, they made him look big. He didn't have no. He was not swole like that.
He was not. Also, yes, pineapple on pizza is...
Not my favorite.
Yeah.
Now I know those are fighting words for some people, but it's just not my thing.
Listen, I've tried it. It's fine. I'm not gonna say I vomited eating it. It's fine, but
It's
I'm not gonna
fine.
go out of my way to order it.
You know what? I think maybe if you put something spicy with it, because sweet and spicy.
Like a pineapple jalapeno
Pino?
pizza.
Well, we tried it.
Okay. Next time we get
Pineapple, and then you also need a little bit of savory to cut the sweetness.
So you need some kind of meat.
Bacon.
Okay. Well, the thing is, so if you put bacon on a pizza, you have to commit that everything's going to taste like bacon.
Pretty
Bacon's
much.
a strong topping.
Fair.
But I'm fine with that.
Yeah, me too. I think we should. Well, we had a BLT
Fine.
pizza for dinner before we
We
started
did.
the stream.
We had a BLT pizza from a place called can I plug them?
Yeah, let's plug them, man.
I
Local
was gonna
business.
say,
We love local
a
business.
place called G's Pizzeria, and I used to live in apartments right by G's years ago, probably over a decade ago. And my roommate and I, we used to order G's all the time. We would order G's, and when we ordered G's, it was just the two of us. I mean, we would go all out.
Was it this expensive back then? Because that was like $40 for pizza, breadsticks, and beer. Yeah,
expensive.
they are pricey.
So we would order pizza from G's. We'd order supreme pizza, but we would also order a BLT pizza, and we would order breadsticks, and then we would also order a salad. Just
Ballin'.
like two of us, right? I remember we had a buddy over one time. We ordered G's, and they delivered, and we served them. And we served the BLT pizza, right? Because that was the appetizer pizza. Served them
The
the BLT
appetizer
pizza.
pizza, you
Yeah,
said.
served them the BLT pizza and had some salad, right?
Look at that.
No, look at you
That's
too
shiny.
sexy.
It's
That's
too
too
sexy.
sexy. It's too sexy.
It's so shiny.
So we serve him the BLT pizza, serve him some salad, a few breadsticks. He eats the BLT pizza, eats the salad, eats the breadsticks, leans back. He's like, oh man. He's like, guys, that was great. We looked at him, we were like, that was appetizer pizza, brother. He was like, appetizer
Yeah, right.
pizza? What is that? And we brought out the huge Supreme and then just, killed that too.
That reminds me of like going to my grandma's house
Great
for
times.
dinner. It's like you think you're done eating. It's like that was just the first course.
Yep,
The Italian people. Whew, they know how to feed you.
they really do.
We're almost done putting this bad boy together. I would rather have an Italian beef all day than a Chicago deep dish. You know what? I'm gonna actually, if I could only stop at one place in Chicago to eat, when I was there, like one local junk food thing that they're known for kind of deal. So if you had to pick between Giordano's Chicago style pizza or Al's hot beef Italian beef sandwich, I'm going Al's beef all day.
That's tough. That's tough. The cool thing about Chicago, because I did live there, as we mentioned earlier in the live stream, I was there for about 4.5 years. And I've had family in Chicago, so I've traveled there often. The cool thing about Chicago is those people put giardiniera on everything. In fact, when you go to Subway in Illinois,
No.
one of their toppings is giardiniera.
Why is giardiniera not more popular in Bloody Marys?
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be a Bloody Mary ingredient.
Yeah. But yeah, giardiniera is great.
Okay, so we got it together, and I probably should have plugged it in before I screwed it together, but I mean, let's see. We got a solid half hour before we have to end this deal, so should we put caps on it right away before we start?
I don't know how this works.
Well, you know what? At this point, I think we just put the caps on, and we'll plug it in after. Should we let Frank put the caps on? You want to put the caps on? Think you can do this?
I think I could.
All right, but here's the deal. Don't use the... I'll get you started here. Let's do the Infinity logo for the Escape, because I really like this logo. You guys seen the logo? Cool, right? I love it. All right, so yeah, I'm going to switch spots with Frank. And Frank's going to go ahead and put the keycaps on.
Okay.
Don't worry if you screw up, we just have to start over from the beginning.
No pressure. All right.
If you have a hard time getting those out, I use a keycap puller to get them out sometimes.
So we're just kind of following this, right? Like,
No.
Right.
Nope. Here, we'll give you a second M0llY as a reference. Let's do this.
Because guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
Here's your bottom row.
Frank doesn't know what he's doing.
I know this isn't right, but that's how I'm going to do it. Because I like having my Option key right next to my... I'm a Mac user, by the way.
Weirdo.
You use Windows?
Yeah.
Well, you have to at work because we're...
I have to at work.
Yeah, I don't like... I'm not a Windows guy. I was for a long, long time, but...
Okay, so... Oh, okay, so this key goes here. Oh.
Here, slide over a little bit. There you
Am
go.
I out of frame?
Yeah, well, yeah, it just looks weird. The whole golden ratio thing.
I get it.
It's like a newscaster.
Okay.
Is it QMK compatible? Yes, it is, and it's also most of our keyboards, if not all, because of the masterful Terry Matthews, are all VIA compatible as well. So not only are they QMK, you can use VIA to program them, and they're recognized by VIA, with few exceptions.
What happens if you put a key on wrong?
Oh, you might like rip a hole in the space-time continuum. We'll be screwed. Don't do it, Frank. Just stop right now. No, you're good. There's in that drawer, there's a thing.
Key remover?
Yeah. Keycap puller.
Okay.
A little keyboard lubricant.
Please. I need more. Just don't tell my wife. She's not watching the live
If
stream.
Mandy might be watching. You know what?
Does not. She hasn't listened to an episode of my podcast.
Not
I've
one.
been doing it for 4 years.
She's cold as ice. Oh, shit.
As cold as
I wish we had Paul here. I'd send him to the liquor store. I don't think he's old enough to buy liquor, but we could try. We are out of booze, by the way. So if anyone's nearby, if anyone's in Lake Orion and wants to bring us more bourbon, chime in. I will give you switches for booze.
I believe it's pronounced Bourbon.
Bourbon. Cheers. I could barely taste it. There was so little in there. We got a Lake Orion person on here. Hire me for booze, runs, and pay me with keyboard parts. We are drinking bourbon.
Sold.
Yeah, right.
Wait, can I do that?
Yeah, I think you can.
I'm not an authorized member of the...
Lake Orion, how many switches? What kind of booze you bringing? I guess that's the qualifier. So we're in Lake Orion. That's the HQ.
Lake Orion.
Yeah, but it's Lake Orion.
It is.
You grew up here.
That's what I said. Lake Orion.
But it's Lake Orion.
That's what I said. Orion.
Oh, Frank. Yeah, it's one of those weird Michigan things. We have a lot of weird pronunciations to words. Like there's this road called Shaner, and I don't think anyone knows how to spell it. Anyone.
Or Lasher.
Lasher, yeah, that's a good one. Bobian.
Yeah.
They're telling you to speed up. I missed the begging, but do my eyes to see me? Is that an 1800 layout? No, the M0llY is not an 1800, but behind you, you probably see several. I'm a big 1800 layout fan. It's my daily driver. Lasher. Wrong spelling. Sorry. It's spelled Lasser. Like Lasher. It should be Lasher, but it's Lasher.
Laser.
Jason and Frank are like the cool uncles who bring beer to the family parties. We drink the beer at the family parties.
No one's... Yeah. If I'm bringing beer to the family party, I'm drinking it. Okay. How am I doing so far?
How is the Godspeed Proto build going? It's not. I haven't started. We're actually going to get the production model soon, so we're just going to do one of those when they arrive. This board will not be my personal board. It's a prototype. It's probably going to get sent around everywhere for some photos. So yeah, I probably won't be typing on this one. I'm going to build a M0llY for myself, though. I'm in the process of it. How many switches for Johnny Walker Blue? Oh!
Ooh,
I got some blue Alps. I will give you 100 blue Alps for a fifth of Johnny Blue.
I will give you all of these keyboards
No,
right
Frank.
here. For See, this is why they don't put me in charge.
Oh, okay. The Twitch police are coming down on us about talking about booze.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, what else can we talk about? Ah, interesting. Okay. So, in that case, you want some blue Alps? Me too. I like blue Alps. I got a couple of them. That's what I'm probably end up doing. Is the tricky thing though is finding a. When you want to build a modern custom enthusiast board, finding the keycaps you need that work with the vintage switches can be troublesome. And I have a bunch of blue Alps, and the M0llY is Alps compatible. We do offer an Alps plate with it that you can buy. But finding caps to fit it can be troublesome. Show off some vintage boards, Luke says. Why not? Show off. I want to show off the same stuff I showed off last time. I got a cool Alps board I can show off, but Frank's got the overhead cam.
You can take it from me.
Okay, no,
This is. I don't know why we're still watching this on the overhead cam. Frank not putting on keys correctly is not interesting. So, please overtake the spot.
Here's a cool one. Check this out. I collect these. These are M0llY boards. They're made for Macintosh computers. They're old. They have the old Apple. Oh,
I didn't do it. You did it.
This giveaway, the Islander giveaway, just got delayed. So yeah, the Apple connectors on both sides, which is cool because they were actually thinking ahead about daisy chaining other devices like your mouse to this thing. And it's cool. It's got translucent keycaps. The whole case is translucent. They're pad printed caps, and they're an Alps variant called M0llY. So they're not the best switches, but I really like these, and I've been trying to collect all the variants of it. I'm missing, I think, 2. There's a neon Night Runner yellow and a clear one. So if anybody has one or has a lead on one, let me know.
Did you say M0llY?
M0llY.
Oh, I love those movies.
It's a switch, Frank.
M0llY goes to the funeral. M0llY's family.
It's lost on me.
Oh, M0llY.
Translucent keycaps coming to TKC. I would love to do that. The unfortunate thing is the only way to make a translucent keycap like this that I know of is to make it, if it has a legend, it would almost have to be pad printed or laser etched. And I don't know how people would react to that. I think I would just bite the bullet and see if we could just make it work, because I really want to actually do something in this profile. I really like this keyboard. So yeah, well, I'll show it one more time if Luke wants to flip it. And I got a couple of different colors, a couple different layouts. It's a cool board. Similar layouts to the M0llY too.
This is the caps lock, right? Look at that.
Was that where it was? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because that one goes like that.
No.
Oh no, that
Something
one goes
went wrong.
sorry. Yeah. That right.
The caps lock key should have a line on it. Something weird. Yeah, see how it's dashed? There you go.
Yeah, see, I was doing it right.
You're good. When you get over here, things are gonna get weird.
It's the story of my life.
Well, that's where there's several trays of keycaps.
Interesting.
Let's see. I'm gonna try to answer some questions. Pricing on M0llY. Don't quote me. In Group Buy the first time, the aluminum M0llYs were $449. Don't quote me on the poly M0llY, but it's probably gonna be around the same price. Polycarbonate, surprisingly, you would think that plastic is cheaper than aluminum, but it's not. It actually costs more. It takes longer to machine. The material is expensive. It has to be machined a lot slower so it doesn't melt.
These are sloped caps.
Sculpted. Southpaw M0llY ever. That would require an entire redesign of everything. It would be very difficult. It would be cool, but unlikely, unfortunately. Sorry. Darylin plastic cases. That could be interesting.
What's that?
Darylin's a type of plastic. Just move it to the left. Will TKC be accepting Doge? I think Luke's going to yell at me again in a minute.
You've been getting yelled at a lot.
Mm-hmm. How old am I? That would be a good one. Does anyone know? Don't tell them. That could be a good giveaway. Well, wait, no, then we have to give away a lot of stuff. So, whoa. Okay.
What?
Jeez. Look at everyone guessing how old I am. There's some flattering responses there. 44, dude. That was 60.
Oh,
that
you
was
got a 32.
cold as ice. That makes up for it. Yeah, it's kind of
21.
balancing out. 420.
That's just lying.
Latte says got it right. 50. Yep, wrong. Not a day over 21.
Yeah, well, ask him who's older, you or I.
Oh, there's a good one. So who's older, me or Frank? Too old.
Too old.
Frank. They all think you're older than me, dude. You, Frank. You, Frank. You, Frank. Franck. Someone called you Franck. I like it. It's like a French version. Franck.
Ah, is the Franck.
He's a Franck.
It's the Franck who put the keyboard.
Like, hey, can I have a coffee, please? That'll be 3 francs.
Socle bleu.
Yeah.
The Franck. Wow.
People probably think we're drunk just because we're being funny.
I know, but this is just how we are on a normal basis.
Usually. That's why our wives always get so upset.
This is why sometimes I'm not allowed back in the house after I hang out with Jason.
It's happened. What's the answer? So the answer is I am 40 years old, and Frank is younger than me.
39.
Frank's 39. Not far behind.
Close.
Is Frank a Gemini? Ooh.
Sagittarius, my friends. Sagittarius.
Yes, those are Kiwis. Those keycaps are Infinikey black on white. There's a group buy we ran about a year ago. I'll take a set of Kiwis. You can do that on February 16th. Those are Infinikey keycaps. It's a cherry profile, die subbed PBT plastic cap. These are out of print. We will probably bring them back, though. This is a pretty ambiguous set, and I'm a big fan of things that aren't Helvetica, so we'll probably be bringing these back. Estimate when Portico comes back on GB, likely Q2. Do a black and white with non-Mac Legends. We did. When we ran this, we ran it with Helvetica. And there was actually, I don't know if they're still available, there's a black and white Portico set. So if you got like a 60 to a 65, you can pick up one of those sets and cover it. They're great caps, nice and thick, good sound.
Do you do a black on black, like the Storm of Justice?
Like a plain black keycap? Yeah. We did one recently called, last year and a half ago, with a really dark legend. It was made in, it's called GMK Dark. It's pretty cool. GMK DMG R3. Yeah, that'd be cool. I wonder if I should just let the cat out of the bag. We're probably going to be running DMG again, but it's we're probably going to run it with Infinikey. Because we can do more with the legends that way. You would like DMG. It's inspired by the original Nintendo Game Boy.
Okay.
It's actually color matched to an actual Game Boy. We sent the Game Boy to the factory to color match.
Shut up.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
Oh boy.
So wait, this keyboard is totally taking the function keys out.
Yes. I'm not holding any GME, and I am a little bummed about it, but I don't want to get too into like this kind of stuff. But,
GME?
Oh, yeah.
Like as in GameStop?
Luke caught you. You're screwing up, bro.
What?
So this, just wait till you get to there. And none of the rest of these caps are going to be in this tray.
What about the space bar?
Do you want to switch? Do you want me to take over and drive?
What about the space bar?
Not even the space bar. The space bar is right here.
Why is it different?
Because it's a 7U. 6.25U is the most common space bar size, followed by 7U, which is a more vintage kind of thing. It's a little longer, allows for a different bottom row. And then 6U has been around for kind of a long time too, but no one really uses it because things got weird with the bottom stems. Spacebar is not warped. These are actually really awesome. It's a little, maybe that one is a little wonky. I don't know. Actually, I think it looks all right. 8 new colors for round 2, group by Portico. How about we probably do some community engagement to
Is this how my hands
pick some
look?
colors.
They look terrible.
Jeez, that color is unflattering on your hands. That light spectrum.
I look
color.
like I'm 90 years old.
Jeez, dude, it is. You know, it's a really. It must be the filter.
What is happening?
Portico brass plates. Yeah, I'm not Probably not doing that.
This is how people have been seeing me?
Will we bring back the candy bar? Yes, we will. All right, let's swap. Let's switch around. I'll finish it up. People want to win their Islander.
All right. Yeah, I saw someone say hand cream. I do use hand cream. This light is very unflattering. It's added 60 years to my hands.
You're using the wrong hand cream. It's supposed to remove the years. Isn't it?
Oh, this light. It's killing me.
Jeez, Frank, you don't be so gentle with these things. You really
I
gotta push them
didn't
out.
know. I didn't know how hard I needed to push on these things.
Jeez,
Don't break stuff.
The topography of this key set. It's all good. You gotta kind of push them out a little bit.
Okay, well.
On the next stream, I think it would be cool if you built a keyboard.
Mm-hmm. You just saw how long it took me to just put the keycaps on there, right?
Yeah.
Are we gonna have a 6-hour stream?
Is that an IKEA chair? Which chair? The orange one or the black one? The black one's a Han, and the orange one's a steel case that I bought at a garage sale and then had someone refurbish. Someone's suggesting I give you Crytox 205 to moisturize your hands.
I gotta do something. This is
You know what I like to do?
upsetting.
I have a trick for this. So when you're pulling these caps out of these Infinity trays, you guys know what these things are? I think they call it like a spudger. They come with like those iFixit kits. Come on. Just let me snap it, gets the hint. Yeah, there it goes. These are great for just getting the keys out without scratching them. I probably should have given this to Frank. We'd be done it out. We would have done a half hour ago, but sorry, Frank. Tools of the trade, bro.
Yeah, instead I was trying to pop it out from the bottom.
Yeah. Actually, I was thinking, it was funny, when I was building that board, I was putting the caps on the M0llY for my cousin earlier today. I was thinking, man, what if we redesign these trays to make it so you can kind of like just push something through the bottom and pop the keys out faster?
Oh, someone asked, it looks like Running Mouth asked, what should I do to make the dragon fruits rattle just a little bit less?
I don't know. Film them? Lube them? I don't think there's that much rattle in them. I think people are, I think it's just like a subjective kind of thing. Lube and
Foam.
Lube and films. He's right. We are almost done. See these shift keys, which are on this tray. That's the droid you were looking for. So we need like a function key for this.
You have no function keys. Why do you need a function key?
Well, because it's, weird keyboard stuff. I'm just using some weird icon keys here. And then the bottom row, we need option. So anyway, come on, Frank, entertain our guests.
I thought I have been.
You've been pretty damn entertaining. I'm glad you joined me tonight, man. I know you had a long day, and you drove a long ways to get here.
It's okay.
And it was great to have you on.
No, I had fun. It was a good time.
Okay, where's the other?
Outside of I won't be able to sleep tonight because of my hands.
Oh, jeez.
And how long were they on display before I even noticed? And no one gave me a heads up there?
All right, we're good. We are cooking with gas. Let me just put this away. Should we plug it in?
I mean, this is the moment of truth, right?
Remember, I used to watch this when I first started vaping. I used to watch this guy called Rip Trippers. He did some cool videos. When we done building a coil, let's see how she vapes. But we're building a keyboard, so.
Can you make a keyboard vape?
I mean, maybe. Can you?
I'm asking you.
Okay, so it's all done. So we're doing an Islander giveaway, and then we're gonna do a typing test, and then we're gonna go home so our wives don't kill us. I think we should make the giveaway word. Yeah, let's do the giveaway. Can we make the Islander like the giveaway word silver bullet? M0llY forever. All right. Poly Molly forever.
I like Poly
with a
Molly
4.
forever.
The number 4. Okay, Silver Bullet.
Oh, okay.
Silver Bullet it is. Silver Bullet, one word. Let's do it.
How exciting.
Boom.
Wow.
Man, look at the silver bullets.
Lots of silver bullets.
So I guess we should do a typing test while we're...
Yeah, what's a typing test? What do you do?
So you get close to the microphone and you type on it to see how it sounds. But here's the thing, and I want everybody to be very clear on this. This is a prototype, and there is going to be a few features included in the production models that are going to affect the sound of it. So this is not really representative of how this is going to sound in the production runs, because we are going to add a silicone mat to the bottom that fills that empty void, which kind of changes the resonance quite a bit. And we're also going to add a layer of felt between the plate and the PCB like we do in the Portico. I think it's going to make it sound really good in a polycarbonate case. So...
Hold on real quick.
Sure.
We've got the kiwis in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That gorgeous emerald color.
Mm-hmm.
So when the LED light is there, this kind of... This glows green like that, or...
So this has an underglow.
Yeah.
So the bottom of the PCB has RGB that you can change.
Mm-hmm.
There's no in switch LED. You can add them, but you have to solder them in, which we did. So it's kind of an old school design. I mean, this PCB design is a couple of years old, so it's the newer ones, they have them forward facing. This one does not.
So these switches that are the different colors,
You don't see them.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot like putting expensive parts under your hood, you know?
Gotcha.
So here, we'll let Frank do the honors on the type test.
And I just get to type whatever?
Mm-hmm. That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
It's going to sound even better with those new modifications. Trying to read what he's typing. Frank is the best over and over again.
Actually, now I'm just typing Bond's lyrics.
Oh no! What do we have to do to get you to sing some rap some lyrics, Frank?
There's going to be a resurgence in my Breaking the Chains album all of a sudden after this live stream.
Is it on Spotify?
No, the lucky thing about my rap career is that it was all pre YouTube, and that's the best part about it. Although we may be coming out with a new album soon. Stay tuned.
All right, we're going to do a close-up of the board, and then we're going to do the giveaway. What do you think? How do you think it feels, Frank?
It feels really good. The action on it is nice. Again, from a kinetic standpoint, I've got to say, feels good.
Yeah. There you go.
So,
The Poly Molly.
felt like you gave a little Macho Man there too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He said to show the plate. I'm just assuming he wants me to pull a couple caps off. There you go. There's no light hitting it.
Under the
There
hood.
you go. Look at that. Woo. Look at it gleaming.
And wait.
This it's a little dirty. Let me wipe it off. And this is a prototype, so this thing's actually kind of scratchy.
Fancy. It's a blossom, ladies and gentlemen. I learned that tonight.
The apple blossom.
Sexy can I? That's a little Ray J for y'all.
All right, it's giveaway time. Give us the winner, Luke. Yes, that.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
So many things over here. I don't know what to hand you.
Okay, Frank, you can announce the winner.
Oh, okay. The winner is, I'm going to say, D-Kank.
What if the K is silent?
Dank.
D-Kank, congratulations, you won.
Dank with a silent K. D-K-A-N-K.
Yes, you have won yourself a set of Islander keycaps.
Yeah, not New York Islander keycaps, just Islander keycaps.
That's right.
like as in the island man.
Right on. Well, it's just past 10 o'clock. We gave away all we could give away. So I think I'm going to wrap things up tonight. Unless you want to keep going. I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So everybody, I'd like to thank you for spending the time to hang out with us tonight, watch us build this board and ramble on and make some jokes. Thanks for all the support. Thank you to my team for helping run the production of this from remotely. Thanks to my brother-in-law Frank for spending his evening hanging out with me.
Yeah. Thanks for having me all.
It's been
It was
awesome,
fun.
man.
Yeah, it was a pleasure.
You guys want to see Frank again? I think they already said they did. I think it's pretty confident they want to see you. So, all right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it up. So everyone have a wonderful night. Stay safe. And thanks for watching. Good night.
Take care, guys.
Oh, you blew it up and I didn't. I can never keep up with you. Oh, boy. So Luke's supposed to turn it off now. We're rating Jinte.
What's that even mean?